All right, guys, how's this? We're back again. We've restarted the stream. We restarted. There we go. How's that? That'll learn you for booking Jesse Lee. I mean,
come on.
Again, I don't know if it's YouTube or whatever the hell it was, but we've been good. I mean, we've been in the 5,000s. We've been, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Just a weird deal. They're saying what happened. We are live now.
So, in regards to sending this producer, like you're going to set up the link and you want me to give him your email, or do you need his? But I need to let him know that you're doing it.
I need you to send me his. All right. Everybody hit refresh so I know you're here. I see they're saying it's still shit. Just got here, working fine for me. This is what you get for going with Charter. Our internet is fine.
It's fantastic.
Guys, all of our shit is working great. I don't know what to tell you.
Fuck.
Oh, my God. This is a nightmare. Refresh. We are live. I thought it was just me with the lagging. All right, guys. Is the lagging still going on? All we heard is that Aaron makes April shave her box with a rusty switchblade.
I ain't no bitch.
She's hardcore. Let me see with a rusty switchblade.
I ain't no bitch.
It's fine. It looks great. She's hardcore. Let me see with a rusty switchblade. Yeah, it's all good.
This is awful. If you're all doing a bit, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, I went. All we heard is that Aaron. I need you guys. I need you guys giving feedback in the chat. Honest to God, guys, that shit like this makes me panic. I need you to get in touch with us here. I don't know why you all said it was lagging and why it was terrible, but I saw over 100 people tapped out, so it had to be going bad. We are live again. I cannot explain why it was buffering. Everything is good on our end. Tweet. All right, guys. Let's go to the chat here, see what they're having to say. Seems better now. Worked great for me. Okay, so other people are saying worked great for me. I need everybody to come back though. Everybody tweet this out. Everybody yell out loud that Steel Toe is back and we're good. I don't know why the chat isn't moving. It's the porn you didn't delete. Here, I'm gonna go back. I gotta fix this so we can get. Oh shit!
Okay, I'm working too. I'm not just bullshitting here.
All right, so it's working all right now. Now it's okay. Now the chat. I had to reset the chat, otherwise it wasn't gonna cooperate. Okay, here we go. It was bad. It's all good now. The show is going down the drain fast, says Kel Jersey. It was really bad, but it's good now. I don't know what that could have been. OBS was all good. OBS was awesome. So I don't know what the deal is there. A lot of people blaming Putin. Get back to 200 likes, people, says the mood. We got to get back to fucking 200 people. That sucks, man. We were having a nice show. We had over 500. We were on our way to 600 people for a little while there.
Shit.
And now now apparently we started lagging really bad and a bunch of people left. Fudge. Laura Gravy Show says Lauren got her coder friends to DDoS your router. Oh no. It came in about 3 minutes before you stopped the stream and it was working fine. Motherfucker.
I don't understand what could have happened here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what could have happened, but we were we were apparently fine before we restarted the program. Well, that's too bad because that was a really fun segment we just had, and now all for shit.
If he emails me back and it's something different than this, we'll change it, but all right.
All right, thank you very much to Rex Dart Parody account for the $2, says no lag now. $2 from Kyler, says it seems good now, haven't buffered yet. It's not a bit, it was lagging, it's totes fine now, says Jeep ZJ. Thank you very much. 145 away from next Tuesday's goal if you guys want to chip in and keep us ahead of the game. All right. Continuing on, we mentioned the Dana White thing earlier in today's show. The premiere of the Power Slap League has now been pushed back 1 week after he slapped his wife. You know, they could have turned it into great promotion.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, it doesn't seem like neither of those two seemed super bothered by it. It seemed like another day.
What balls if they would have played? What better way to show that you're both over it and you're fine than use the slap as like in the commercial for the Power Slap League?
Yeah.
Like, watch people who just want to, knock the shit out of each other, smack it out in our arena, and it's his wife going bam, and then him, boom. Dana White's Power Slap League will move forward after the UFC president was captured on camera slapping his wife, Anna. White's new show was scheduled for a January 11th launch on TBS, but it will instead premiere on Wednesday, January 18th, a UFC official told ESPN. It was unclear what would become of the new league when video emerged of Dana White and Anna White slapping each other in a physical altercation in Mexico on New Year's Eve. TBS hasn't commented. Well, I mean, look, at this point, why should you?
I don't think so. I don't know why they're just practicing. They're showing people how it's done.
It's over. It's done. You can move on now. There's no reason to talk about it. Sean Raz says, was lagging bad. Seems good now. Thanks, buddy. 135 away from next Tuesday's goal. There's the PayPal and the Streamlabs if you want to chip in that way. Yeah, Thomas is theorizing that they needed to give it a week because Dana's actually going to compete in the league now.
That's true. He
to
needs to recover after that big old bear paw.
Right.
Slap.
He's got to get back in shape to get back into the slap game. Despite the report and UFC's promotion, TBS has removed Power Slap from its website schedule on January 11th and January 18th. The show page for Power Slap Road to the Title has also been removed from the TBS website.
Come on. I mean, they both slapped each other. I really hope nobody sits and punishes Dana for this because it went both ways.
So the UFC is promoting the event. TBS is not.
Right. It sounds like they're scrubbing it.
So the headline in the article here said that, they're going to push it back a week, but this makes it sound like TBS is thinking of not doing it. I've heard a lot of different takes on the whole Dana White, Anna White thing.
Yeah.
Mine has always been, they've been together since they were 12. It doesn't look like this is the first time this has happened between these two, and they both seem relatively fine with it. Mm-hmm. I've seen people say things like, oh, if it happened to any other athlete, they wouldn't have a job anymore. Well, he's the owner.
Right. He does kind of get a little more of a pass, I think.
And not even a pass, but if you're in charge, you make the rules, so you don't have to follow them.
I always kind of feel like if the people involved don't seem upset or worked up about it, we probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. So I think we can all move on from the Dana White slap, but, I'm not seeing the outrage around this one that I've seen around other, domestic abuse things like this.
Nope.
So it's kind of like everybody, but, also people are in the public eye and they're on TV and they don't want to get in trouble. So kind of the takes on it have been, well, it's not good. And I always hear a lot of people going, you should never hit a woman. It's not okay. And then the butts,
Yes, because a lot of these people have to do business with him also, or they're friends with him. So they're towing a line here.
I will give credit to Stephen A. Smith because he did come out and say, look, I think he should treat himself the way he'd treat a fighter who did something like this. Although people have pointed out Greg Hardy, John Jones, other guys have hit women.
Look, I don't think you should hit women either, but I really do wish that women would stop getting off the hook for hitting first, as if you didn't instigate something.
Fucking based.
Can we all just stop hitting each other?
Let's just, No, how about nobody hits hitting. Anybody? Yeah,
how about
no
hitting. Touching? When we're mad at each other, stop touching each other.
Well, if you're mad, you should touch each other, but you shouldn't be hitting. You should be fucking.
I mean, it could settle things down a little.
Yeah, exactly. Just take it out on each other.
Fix the problem.
Yeah, take it out on each other's holes, He can drill you as hard as possible. You can try to shove a thumb up his ass. Make it weird.
Yeah, maybe if Dana had just started fucking Anna.
Yeah.
That could have been better.
Could have solved this whole issue. Posterior attention with $1.99 says maybe she shouldn't have slapped him first. Raz of Chaz with $2 says, you're lagging really bad. Oh, wait, behind in the chat. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, thank God.
I'm just really hoping we get that number back because we were headed towards a solid day today and we were still on the upswing. Yeah, it's not coming back. Okay. Let everybody know that we're back, that the show is on. We are about 200 plus people lower than we were before. That really, really sucks.
That sucks. Now, people, like your good bit you had about the stories for the old people's all screwed.
I mean, we were recording it, so it's recorded. We don't have to piece
Oh,
together the
okay,
recording
good.
now.
Very cool.
Just the streams
Well,
are
look
all...
at you having shit figured out.
Here, ready for the cheating part, though? We get more views today because we get the views that the first stream had, and then we get the views that the second stream had. So we're getting double dipping on the views. Right? Exactly. That's
Very
my girl.
smart.
Thank you. I didn't plan it that way, but yes.
You just trip some wires for a little bit to make sure.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to pump up the views a little bit. Eliza Bell's boom boom blah, 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 says, oh no, that wasn't her. Oh shit, where did it go? I'm running out of.
Where'd Lauren go? I miss Lauren.
I miss Lauren too. Maybe
I wish
she'd
come back.
The first part of the stream is still showing as live, and the first video showing up, and not this stream. I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Oh God.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
causing me stress.
Who said that the old person bit was cringe? Elza did say the old people mockery was cringe. I'll stop it. It's fine. Rexstart parody account says double dipping stream view, and we all have to watch the clip when it goes up. Oh yeah, for sure. When we put the Jesse Lee Peterson interview up by itself, you gotta watch that.
I think so.
Yeah,
you never know what that guy's gonna say.
Yeah, the show is never on Opie mode, by the way. We never get mad when we have too many people in. We only get mad when we don't have enough people in.
Yeah, we don't like a nice niche little club like he does.
Yeah, don't worry. It's still coming back up. It was funny. It just buffered every 10 seconds, says Michael B.
So it's like watching Twitch.
Exactly. Twitch would do that regularly on like a good day.
I hate to admit it, like there were several shows I religiously watched on Twitch, and I haven't watched them in months.
Right.
I can't do it. And if I'm on like the drive to Becker or something, there's a spot in there where it just like you get by some evergreen trees, and for some reason Twitch can't handle it, and it just shuts off.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it.
Ross Dog's Broken Spirit says, acknowledge your white privilege. Done. Okay. Shaka is causing it all. Don't you dare blame Shaka for any of this. Shaka didn't do anything wrong. Shaka is a good man. There you go.
You'd think with all his dancing, he'd, quit having stick legs. A little beef on those.
No, they stay lean because he doesn't get the calories he needs.
He doesn't get food.
No, he does. I don't feed Shaka as much as I maybe should.
Probably should do that.
Whoopsie day. Sorry, Shaka. You can hear him over there. He doesn't stop, but his heel keeps getting caught.
I'm afraid you're gonna break it.
I have an admission to make. When I'm down here either prepping the show or putting the show up on Patreon, I will give Shaka a few tussles while I'm working. I'll let him exercise a little bit. That's all.
You take him for a walk.
Yeah, I just let him. Yeah, I let him traipse. I let him traipse a bit. He's always so artful. It's hard not to.
Beautiful. He's a good mover.
He's a good mover and a shaker. Good luck finding a blackface toy that can move and shake like this.
Dude, I've got several antique stores still that I want to go check out.
Are we? Wait a minute. Now tomorrow we have, it's tomorrow Saturday. Tomorrow you and I have a full day planned. Do we add those places to it?
I don't know if I got time to get there tomorrow.
Okay. Well, we shall see.
I got to travel for these. I got some in Buffalo I got to do.
Oh, Buffalo. I thought you were talking about the Cold Spring one.
Well, that's not far away. That's
Did
like
I just do a
15
Brendan?
minutes.
I just said Talmbout, didn't I? Are you Talmbout?
Okay, guys, I want you to savor every last minute of Aaron that you can because he's been stroking out a lot lately. There's something wrong with you.
Is there?
What'd you do in the car last night? Do you remember?
Yeah, I couldn't speak properly. I was like,
several just really boring sentences, and he couldn't get them out.
Uh-oh. They're saying, dude, it's hard to find the stream. YouTube is pushing the R-worded one. as the current one. Oh, boy. Here, let me...
So wait, did you not stop that first one?
Well, they've got the same name.
Oh.
So if I go to live... I see. Streamed 15 minutes ago. I see what you're saying. Okay. So they're pushing that old one as live. Maybe I take that one and maybe private it until this one's over? Because I don't want people watching this one right now anyway.
Use your best judgment.
Why don't I do something, guys? I'm just trying to help the show get seen by its normal audience.
God, I am hurt right now. Thank you for giving me a second.
You are more than welcome.
I don't know what's going on.
What I'm going to do is I'm not going to delete it forever. We'll go visibility, and we will private it. Cannot be stopped once this started. Update videos. There we go. All right, good. So now this one will stay up, and now that one will stop being promoted. Perfect. Aaron was stroking off in y'all's car last night. No, stroking out.
Stroking out, yeah.
Someone says, has Aaron ever did that? Deleted a show forever. When it was
your problem
something
days?
That people were getting taken down for, I will delete those.
Like the Kanye stuff.
The Kanye stuff and things like that. Yeah, that kind of stuff scares the shit out of me.
How shitty is that, though, that like we're not even the ones who said it, and we can't just report on it?
Right.
I always hate that.
That is kind of gay.
It's kind of gay.
Well, anyway, that's Clumpy Cat Litter says it's because you fired the man that helped you start the show. Karma. That's probably what it is. Yes, it's probably.
That is.
It's probably for caring too much about Oz's health and letting him rest and not do the show. That is exactly what it is.
It's maybe the worst part of being in this end of things, like this position. Like, people haven't seen what we've seen.
Right.
They saw part of it.
Well, they've been watching the show.
Yeah, you've been watching the show. It's tough.
You've been seeing that it's basically a solo day and that, you're just not, the brain's not working the same and the health isn't the same. That's just the only problem. So you help a guy out by doing something like that. All right, let's continue on as we go to Florida. I got a couple of good stories right in a row here. How long? Now my sense of time is all fucked up. Okay, so we got an hour and a half until Jesse Lee. In 1 hour, remind me to start the Zoom.
I'm really hoping that I have the correct email too. Like, I'm waiting to hear back from this guy.
That's the one it's the one you have. That's the one they want.
I've got two emails. I got one from the producer and one from the other guy.
Uh-oh.
So
that's no fun. Well, we'll send it to both. A 32-year-old Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy was fired after he was found slumped over behind the wheel in an agency-issued cruiser last month, obviously drunk, with alcohol bottles littered throughout his vehicle. Now, I get getting caught drunk driving because you had a few and you decided to drive home. I can't understand what's going through your mind when you're actively drinking inside the vehicle and trying to drive home and just tossing the used bottles in the back seat.
Should probably rethink that.
To me, that's like a cry for help. Like you want to get caught.
Well, it is. Absolutely. It's a cry for help.
According to documents obtained by News Channel 8, 32-year-old Christopher Green, who had been with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office since 2019, was found unconscious inside his marked cruiser at the intersection of West Brandon Boulevard and Kings Avenue. See, the problem with this is if you get caught in your personal vehicle, if people like you, there's maybe some covering up that can be done.
Yes.
But if you do it in the marked police cruiser, like there's no help for you.
No, it's kind of a glaring red flag. I don't know if this guy thought maybe that since he's in a cruiser, no one's going to look at the cruiser and think twice about it.
Right. That could be it
because
too.
Nobody questions the police cruiser.
He was found unconscious inside his marked cruiser on December 18th. After stopping at a red light, he fell unconscious. Oh, he Zoomocked it.
He fell unconscious? So did...
No. Like he just...
Oh, okay.
He just went unconscious.
Poor dude.
Deputy Green remained stationary, documents stated. Documents show a full light cycle passed before traffic began to flow around his cruiser. Do you think anyone had the balls to honk at the cop car?
Yeah, I do, actually. If the guy's lights aren't on, I bet some asshole did.
Yeah. Shortly after, a woman walked up to the passenger side of Green's cruiser where she found the deputy slumped over and asleep. She then called 911 and told the dispatcher that Green was passed out in a patrol car.
How bad did that car smell?
Right. That's
So
actually
he's got a big ass Tahoe.
that is his vehicle right there.
Yeah.
That's Christopher Green's agency-issued cruiser. So he's sitting there in this lane, lights off. So that means he had to turn off the car, shut it off, and then just, we'll take a nap.
He just thought it was nap time. Big
Yeah.
deal. It's better than driving, right?
Right. Honestly,
Actually a good thing.
What he did is a lot safer than the alternative, which, you know what? I'm thinking the guy maybe deserves an apology and an attaboy.
Yeah, maybe a drink.
Maybe a
celebratory drink.
Maybe a celebratory cocktail to fight the hangover. I do think there are times, though, where people don't get enough credit for trying to, mitigate the mistake that they made, if that makes sense. If you have a guy...
How do you mitigate this one?
Well, no, if you have a guy... not stopping in the middle of traffic, not that. But if you have a guy and he decides to drive drunk, and we all know people like this, they pull over on the side of the road, they turn off the car, they hop in the back seat, they go to sleep.
Yes.
Okay? I still think you should be punished in some way, but I also believe that you should get some kind of there should be a consideration made for someone who in the middle goes, you know what, I'm going to take myself off the road. I'm going to,
that's obviously how I feel, not that I've ever driven under the influence of any kind.
Oh, no,
ever.
Of course not.
But I agree. There's been times where I'm like, oh, I could probably should pull over for a little while, maybe take a nap.
Right.
Because you're tired.
I do feel like, people get full-on DUIs for that shit.
Right.
They get full-blown DUIs.
Nobody's been hurt or anything, but you still get it.
Right. Maybe you just get, Big Dummy says, maybe you just get a ticket for that one.
I agree.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's hurt and you made some kind of decision to get out of harm's way, I don't see the problem in that.
But no, in comparison, this guy, he just stopped and turned off his car in the middle of traffic. Now, that guy needs to be taught a lesson.
But did he hurt anyone?
Thank God, no. When a Hillsborough County deputy patrolling the area arrived at the scene, Deputy Green came to. So he was out for a good long while then.
And like I said, nobody thinks to question the police officer, so nobody really is going to go check it out right away.
Yeah. It appeared that Deputy Green prepared to put his cruiser in drive, but realized the HCSO cruiser was blocking him. Well, good thing he double-checked. Deputy Green exited his cruiser, and he appeared normal, documents added. Authorities said Green had appeared as though he wanted to drive away and was reluctant to step out, telling the deputy, quote, "I'm fine."
I bet.
We always just come in here and block cruisers with another cruiser when we get reports that they're passed out sleeping at a red light. I know you're fine. This is kind of just it's formula for us.
Can you imagine if one of his fellow officers that came up behind him and in traffic, generally in traffic, and then started trying to talk to him and shit over his whatever their intercom and shit.
Wake up, retard! Hey, drunk! Hey, moron! Wake up, Green! You fucking you lush!
Shows up to his window with a bullhorn.
Yeah.
Wake up, you no good for nothing whiskey puking alky.
What was he drinking? It might have been worth it.
Must have been. Well, we have that here. I got a couple of, they're going to search his cruiser here in a second.
Is it some good old bourbon?
They found several alcoholic beverages inside the vehicle. Well, here you go.
Oh,
Here's what they found.
Straight up Jim Beam everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got they got some full and some empty Jim Beam airline bottles.
Those all look full, except the one on the left.
Yeah, they got one on the left here, but the rest look full. Pussy.
So it looks like he had plans before he got sleeping.
Right, he had plans, and these guys kind of interrupted.
Why not just buy a full bottle at that point instead of all the dumb little ones?
Right? Authorities found an empty shooter whiskey bottle on the passenger floorboard, a paper bag full of extra whiskey bottles, which deputies described. Okay, you try deputies described.
Deputies described.
Do it again.
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 The deputies described. You're having strokes. It's freaking me out.
Mini strokes. Yeah, my right knuckle just started hurting right
My
here.
whole right hand hurts. What is going on?
Oh, shit, we're like the Corsican brothers.
Something's wrong.
Which deputies described as being so full he couldn't fold it closed. Oh, no. So the bag was full of so many whiskey bottles that he couldn't shut it.
What do you think the clerk at the liquor store thought about that?
Dude, yeah, he probably thought the same thing you did. Bro, you just want to buy bottles? Like, it's going to be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I mean,
Just do it this way.
don't buy these. It's a lot more work.
They also found an open beer can in the cup holder inside of a koozie. So he had a roadie sitting right next to him, and he had a bunch of airplane bottles. The beer was 3/4 of the way empty. So all we know about this guy is that he for sure drank one Jim Beam shooter and 3/4 of a beer.
So he's a real lightweight.
He's a real lightweight.
Was it you?
Yeah, it might have been. I've never been a police officer in Florida, but I can go check what I did last night.
Okay.
I thought we were out last night.
Well, the strokes. You're getting a little confused.
That's right.
I was
yeah.
out with my mother last night, actually.
Oh, shoot.
Just drinking all the whiskey with Mom.
I've got a lot of explaining and apologizing to do to you then. Whoopsie daisy. I'd like to say...
Did you violate another animal?
I'd like to say, well... Although he was being watched by another deputy, Green managed to evade them. He left the hospital before DUI units could question him. What? Wait, what?
You can't do that.
You're a cop in a squad car. Your buddies are telling you, hey, you got to shut it down, and you take off before they can... Wow, the benefits of being in power, huh?
That's what I'm thinking, is just that he thought he'd get away with it just because of the uniform.
Okay, then I have a question. How many times have his buddies in the police department let him go?
Too many.
Yeah.
All the times except this one.
Nobody has the balls to just take off before an investigator gets to your DUI.
Well,
That's something you've been taught. He later told deputies he got a ride to his parents' house where he continued to drink. When deputies found him and asked him to submit to a blood alcohol test, Green failed 2 times, providing a .234 and a .233, nearly 3 times the legal limit. Based on the evidence, Green was fired from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office on December 20th. He's not currently facing criminal charges, according to the affidavit from the Sheriff's Department. Well, I mean, in fairness to him, he lost his job. He has an embarrassing news story out there about him. You don't really need to tack the DUI on there, do you?
I feel like you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy just likes to party.
Yeah, the guy just likes to party, and as long as he's not on the force, it's fine.
It's my kind of guy.
Tooth Rust says, would drinking those be considered by the police force dealing with an active shooter?
He does have a weapon.
Dealing with an active... No, get it?
A shooter. No, I got the shooter. I got
Active
it.
shooter. It's gone.
I got it.
Once I drink it, it ain't so active. Am I right? Hey.
Why is what?
Yeah. Fire away.
Why is Black Jesus mad at me?
Black Jesus is mad at you?
Yeah.
Who's Black Jesus?
I don't know. Marquise?
Why are you saying? I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
Hung Solo says Black Jesus is pissed at April.
Oh, Black Jesus is pissed at April.
I don't know what
I'm
I
sorry.
did to...
Is it Shaka Zulu?
I don't know.
Shaka Zulu's my Black Jesus.
What did I do?
Let's go to Zen Rhino. He was passed out drunk in traffic and is issued patrol car 30 miles away from his jurisdiction. I mean, look. Details.
Well, he was getting out of, the hot zone.
I got some Florida people showing me the turf wars here. I bet Hillsborough loved pulling over a Pinellas cop. Yeah, maybe. Toothrush says he shot the Jim Beam, but he did not shoot the deputy. Hey, come on.
The rib is out for that one.
Oh, they're saying JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson is Black Jesus. Uh-oh.
I don't want Jesse mad at me.
I
booked him
Uh-oh.
on this lovely show. Maybe he's mad that I booked him because I'm a woman.
Oh, well, he'll take it because that's a good job for a woman. Is serving the man that does the show. Yeah, exactly. Brittany says, Aaron, can you send me one of those dolls? Bitch, this is a one of a kind.
Aaron will make you one.
Look at this. This is a one of a kind. If you hold it at the right angle, he never trips up.
It's just got to be an angle, though.
Yeah, he just always stays nice. Well, look, poor guy lost his gig. It's unfortunate. But, I have a feeling a guy this strong, he'll bounce back.
I think so.
He'll bounce
with a little
back.
help from Jim Beam.
Yes, with a little help from Jim Beam. Let's talk about Midland Armory in downtown Foley, midlandarmory.com. Of course, our friends at Midland, with a great selection of firearms. They also have a great selection of lower receivers, magazines, optics, knives, parts and gear, suppressors, NFA, and more. The best part is all of these accessories and items can be sent to your door wherever you live. MidlandArmory.com. Love Derek, love Tracy. They do an incredible job. And Derek and Tracy have all the answers to your questions. So you can contact them via MidlandArmory.com. They have all the contact info there. Or just make your orders and use the promo code SteelToe when you do it so that you can get your shipping taken care of and a little discount off the total. That's Midland Armory in downtown Foley, MidlandArmory.com. And if you go in the ditch and you're in central Minnesota where we broadcast from, our best friends are All Care Towing. All Care Towing, 320-253-5203. That's All Care Towing of St. Cloud. If the car won't go, you need All Care Towing. That's, again, All Care Towing, 320-253-5203. Killer Beehive says, but I live on the moon. Well, look, that order's going to be difficult then. But, where there's a will, there's a way, I suppose.
We'll talk to Elon.
Okay, let's talk about Popeye's chicken, city schools, and shootings.
Are they all connected?
There's a debate going on in Baltimore right now, and this might tell you how fucked up a city is.
It's Baltimore.
It's Baltimore.
How far
yeah.
do you have to go?
Well, that's a big one, too.
They have no shoot zones.
There is sorry, I played footsie with you again. Here. Are we cold this morning?
God.
Are we cold?
Yes, I'm
yeah.
cold.
We are both cold.
Fuck.
So in Baltimore, they're having this debate as to whether the Popeyes chicken is causing shootings. The city schools is what? Go ahead.
No.
You want to play this game?
No, I want you to keep going.
You want to play this game with this story?
Is the Popeye creating shootings?
Or do the shootings create a Popeyes?
See, that's where I was going.
So some are blaming Popeye. This is the headline of the article. Some blame Popeyes. Others blame city schools after 5 students shot Wednesday. To which I'm sure the Popeyes is going, the fuck did we do?
But serve good chicken.
Right. I don't know what I'm talking
Is that not helping?
I'm having a stroke. I'm delusional. I don't know what I'm saying.
What about the red beans and rice? Is that not helping either?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's helping. They start putting hush puppies on the menu. Head for the hills.
They have them.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
That's no
we're
good.
Fucked.
All right,
let's.
all right, since everybody's made their guess already, since everybody's done all their profiling on this story, let's see if they're correct.
Becca, thank you. In the wake of yesterday's mass shooting, some were quick to point the finger at the businesses at the troubled Edmondson Village Shopping Center for selling to students and minors during the school day.
It's food.
We'll get to that part, but I had a quick joke for you. I filmed a Catholic church service the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mass shooting. You see, it was a mass shooting. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It's beautiful.
That's all I wanted.
Thank you.
You see, it was
You know what? That brightened my day.
Thank you.
That took away any pain I'm experiencing right now.
Look at me. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. It
That's
took away
what I'm here
all my
for.
pain and anguish.
Whenever I see you kind of starting to slump a little bit today, I'm going to go, hey. Mass shooting. It would be funny.
Take
if
a
we're-
breath of fresh air.
We're in the middle of a store. I see you start to get a little overwhelmed, and there's a lot of people there. I go, April, hey,
Yeah.
mass shooting. And then she starts laughing her fucking balls off.
Thank God. It's like the first drink of a nice cold beer.
People are looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with these two?
Feels so good.
A lot.
Some were quick to point the finger at the businesses at the troubled Edmondson Village Shopping Center for selling to students and minors during the school day.
They're a chicken place.
Yeah, again, it's food.
You're the school. Your job is to keep the kids there and teach them. The Popeye's job is to serve them chicken. That's it. And to not run out of spicy chicken sandwiches, because every Popeye's location knows once that happens, the knives come out.
All bets are off.
Everybody starts getting shanked and shot.
Yeah, you can't blame the Popeyes here. Like a lot of schools, like my school, when you're a junior and a senior, you're allowed to leave during lunch and like go out somewhere.
You know what's interesting?
I don't know if you had that or not.
These
but.
kids cut in school. Yeah, you never seem to see these shootings happen at, like, say, a Subway.
No, it is strange. Or a McDonald's. Well,
Never
McDonald's sometimes.
Never at Jersey Mike's.
Never a Panera.
Yeah. Never see it at a Starbucks.
Think there's any connection there?
I don't know. Let's look into it.
Some are questioning how the students were able to leave school grounds in the middle of the day. Fox 45's.
Ooh, I know. Because public schools are dog shit and nobody gives a fuck about their education.
Nobody notices if they've lost a student.
Right. Or the students that are leaving, they go, oh, fucking good. Okay. Today's going to be better. And they were right. I mean, this one ended with 5 people getting shot.
So maybe they were not good students and needed to go.
All the school thought was, well, they were ticking time bombs. Better the Popeyes chicken than us.
Yes.
There you go.
Because now they don't have to do a lockdown.
Exactly. This was the school acting like a tea kettle and saying, you know what, we're just going to vent out the bad ones.
Amy Simpson takes a closer look.
No students inside Edmondson Westside High School today, with classes canceled a day after yesterday's deadly mass shooting at the shopping center across the street. 5 students were shot. One of them, a 16-year-old, died from his injuries. Yesterday afternoon, both the police commissioner,
students at Edmondson Westside High School, which is right across the street, and were in this area on their lunch break.
And the neighborhood's city councilman.
We're just coming up here on their lunch break.
That's your city council. Mullet McGillicuddy is your city councilman.
Check out his name, Christopher.
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 Ew. Are they sure they didn't, like, he just doesn't have that weird northeastern accent? And he said, my name, Christopher. And it's Christopher, but the news was like, all right, Christopher. There you go.
Christopher.
Hey, my name's Christopher. All right, that's, could you say it one more time for us, sir? Christopher. Okay, all right. Christopher Burnett.
Crisis Christopher.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, now because of the mass shooting, he's now Crisis Chris.
I like that.
That's what they call him.
Crisis Chris.
Said the high schoolers were at the shopping center during lunch hour. Today, Fox 45 News questioned Baltimore City Schools on the policy for students leaving campus during the school day and whose responsibility it is to enforce those rules. In a lengthy statement this afternoon, the district said it's a system-wide requirement for students to stay on campus during school hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't seem that way because they didn't have a problem getting out.
Unless you want, a chicken sandwich and to shoot your friends. Then it's more of a guideline, really, than a rule.
It's more of a guideline.
Yeah.
A rule that schools proactively communicate to families and students. Most recently, a reminder going out to Edmondson High School in December.
Oh, well, then those 5 kids probably just missed the email.
Probably don't have anything to get the email on.
That's what it was. They just all those kids. Because I'm sure if those kids were stressed to the importance of them showing up for school every day, I'm sure they would have been there with bells on.
Well, fuck all that. If they'd have been in the school, then more people might have died.
Exactly.
At least we're on the sidewalk here. We don't have to clean up the halls now.
Exactly.
Let the rain do the job.
And while city schools said it's the school administration's responsibility to enforce the rules, the district relies on the surrounding community for protection.
That's a good school.
It's not even finished.
Siding all stripped off. You got the wrap still
You've
on
got
there.
house wrap up.
Oh my God, this looks like a flea market got changed into a high school.
It's a banner for like a signage.
Jesus. It's not even one banner. Look, it's like printer paper that was split into pieces.
Edmondson Woodside High School.
Yeah.
And support. But as the investigation was just getting underway into who fired the guns outside of
Ice custard happiness.
More like a body use being iced.
All right, ready?
Happiness.
This Baltimore school where 5 kids were just shot, where were most of them shopping? Were they at Rita's Ice Custard Happiness or Popeye's Louisiana Chicken? I'll give you guys time to guess.
Yeah, just a little
Popeye.
bit.
Yeah, everybody's blaming Popeyes. Nobody's blaming Rita's. That bitch gets off scot-free.
They've got happiness in their name. It can't be Rita's.
Okay.
For protection and support. But as the investigation was just getting underway into who fired the guns outside of Popeyes and why, Mayor Brandon Scott pointed to the fast food restaurant for its...
Why? What did they do? Did they give them a gun as a side and then just have them shoot hey, we'll give you 4 free chicken sandwiches every month if you shoot those 5 kids out there. Okay, then I could see how Popeyes maybe had something to do with it. But how about this? How about we don't put an inner city school across the street from a chicken place?
Why would you make that connection?
It'll eliminate the temptation.
Why would an inner city school student be tempted by a chicken place?
Because those people love fried chicken.
Who's those people?
High school students. I can't tell you
What
how
if
many,
I didn't like chicken in high school?
Oh, man, I can't tell you how many days we went to the old KFC and just
Ew.
enjoyed ourselves a bucket. I'm kidding. We used to go through the Taco Bell drive-thru all the time.
I didn't have Taco Bell.
Oh, you poor thing. You had Taco John's. Quit
I had
acting like
Taco
you were.
John's.
Yeah, quit acting like you were held down. You had the better one anyway.
I did. I got the Olays.
I had a Long John Silver's that was also a Taco Bell.
We also had what?
Yeah, we had a
It's
combo.
like a dual restaurant.
and it was connected to a KFC, so it was like a complex.
What the hell's wrong with you guys?
It's a Long John Silver's, Taco Bell in one building, then just across the parking lot, another building that was a KFC.
I don't think I had anything like that. We had Casey's, Dairy Queen, Subway,
McDonald's,
and Taco
John's.
That was it.
Role in the ordeal.
This Popeyes has been cited before for selling to minors and students during the daytime.
The mayor's office.
Well,
Why are we specifying that they're selling chicken to minors?
But
Like it's
they're
drugs?
not doing anything wrong. If your community is so fucked up that you got to pass rules that tells chicken places to not sell sandwiches to kids because you're worried somebody might get killed, then maybe you need to change your city up a little bit and not the Popeyes.
Look, if the Popeyes was seasoning their food with like bath salts and fentanyl, I'd get it.
Yeah, then I would understand. Look, you got to step in there and do something.
Did not answer questions today about that city ordinance or when this Popeyes was cited. But Fox 45 News found this Baltimore police ordinance, which dictates a daytime curfew for minors, saying no minor under the age of 16 may remain in or about any public establishment between 7:30 and 3 on any day which the minor is required
Okay.
to be in school.
Hold on. This doesn't fit then because this says no minor under the age of 16.
Right.
These people were 16 and up.
They
Yeah.
just said that one of the students was 16 that got
Typically,
killed,
they're
but they
going to
didn't.
list the youngest one.
Well, they just listed the only one that died. So these kids could be under, but still,
I
if
don't
you're
know.
talking about high school, half the kids are under 16, half the kids are over 16.
That's how my high school was. If you weren't a junior, you didn't get to leave the school premise for lunch.
And not only that,
That's it.
if your city is so fucked up that you won't let kids buy sandwiches during school hours, then you got to address the kids and the parents. It's not Popeye's fault.
Well, then if Popeyes is forced to put up a sign on the door that says no minors during school hours, now we're going to have more reasons for shootings because people are pissed.
Because they can't get their Popeyes.
They need that chicken to get through the day.
And there's going to be so much confusion if you put that sign up there, because then there's going to be a guy with turning his headlamp off, taking his helmet off, looking at the door and going, well, fine, if you don't fucking want me here, I'll go somewhere else.
I hate you. I was actually about to go with it.
Yeah, you see minors.
No, I got it.
It's
Coal miners in this case,
yes.
right?
Wow.
What?
No coal miners. By the way, that movie, The Coal Miner's Daughter, she should have had more of a tint to her, shouldn't she have?
You think?
Oh, no, that's a different movie, The Coal Miner's Daughter.
Oh, yeah. I've been called that a time or two.
That one doesn't have a dad.
It's the only difference between me and her.
The Coal Miner's Daughter, that one is, that's not so much Loretta Lynn. That's more like, a light-skinned gal. And then it's her and her mom just kind of trying to brave the everyday life of, only having each other.
And the naughty things they're up to.
Yes.
This is something that shouldn't happen because those young people wouldn't be here if they knew they couldn't buy something from this place.
On the front
No shit.
Well,
you mean they wouldn't go to the Popeyes looking to go bowling?
In fairness, they're not here anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have anything to say about it.
Look at all the fucking gum people spit on this sidewalk. What is wrong with people?
Oh shit, I didn't even
it's
realize
all that's
that.
just all just dirted over gum.
door of that Edmondson Village Popeyes today reads this sign: no students will be allowed to purchase nor consume between the hours of 8 and 3. And in a statement today,
Well, they learned quick. All it took was one kid bleeding out in front of their store and 5 kids getting shot.
Well, now maybe they understand why they can't consume.
Yeah, now they're like, okay, now we won't serve to the kids. I mean, before we thought, well, nobody would be animalistic enough to shoot 5 people over chicken sandwiches. And they went, have you been reading?
today, Popeye said, we closely work with local officials and respect their wishes to not serve students during the school day.
Well, of course, don't have to tell them twice anymore.
I think we just need to paint a no shoot sign out in front of the
That'll work.
No shoot zone. I'm not sure what I just said. Actually, now I'm stroking out.
No shoot zone. I think, you know what?
I think I said zine.
we both are
like
I
sign
think
and
we're both
zone.
very tired.
This has been a long week.
My eyes are wavy.
I'm not that tired though. I don't. Okay. Maybe your strokes are like rubbing off.
Maybe my strokes are contagious.
Yeah. The fast food chain went on to say no one from Popeyes was involved in the shooting, but they closed for the day Wednesday, allowing staff to go home after the tragic events in the parking lot outside. And while some blame Popeyes, others in the community disagree.
Those children come from the shopping center, from the school, over to the shopping center. They're not even inside of Popeyes. They sitting on the wall of Popeyes. Popeyes can't control that.
This woman...
She has a little bit of a point. I was just wondering, if they're not in the Popeyes, how is it Popeyes' fault?
Was she IG living her thing with the news?
God, I hope so.
Because she had that phone up like this. I think she was Instagram living her interview with the news.
Can we just get her footage then?
We have just reached the pinnacle of narcissism in this country. You're already going to be broadcast on the news, but you have to broadcast it to all your IG followers at the same time. And that's not even, she's not even a person. She's just a schmo.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, I mean, like, she's not even like a famous.
I don't think we can go out and just say this beautiful woman isn't a person.
No, of course, April, you're right. I didn't mean that she's not a human. I meant like she's not a famous person.
I think you need to get back to mass and get on your knees and do a little praying.
I think I need to go to Massa.
She doesn't.
Not anymore.
This still shot you gave us, by the way, looks like an inspirational photo.
This looks like a documentary for Harriet Tubman. She was a brave woman who did everything she could to make sure those yearning to be free got to the promised land this April. Leslie Jones is Tubman. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Shaka makes an appearance.
I could make a fucking killer movie, right? Wait, no.
He's the comedic relief.
Leslie Jones stars with Kevin Hart. Oh, Lord, we're going to free some slaves. We're going to take them to the North Star and set them free, yeah. Oh, it's a musical, and I'm here. We going to free some black folk and take them to glory.
Oh, my God. Ooh, the producer emailed me.
All right. Let's finish up this story. Although, I love this, like, we're actually having a debate whether or not the Popeyes is responsible for the kids shooting each other. Wonderful. Anything to avoid public responsibility being taken in the places where it might result in something that benefits the neighborhood. Nope, let's look for a scapegoat, because that hasn't failed us for the last 60 plus years.
What?
Let's just look for a scapegoat that allows us to point a finger, feel better about ourselves for 5 minutes, and then allows us to move on until the next tragedy takes place. That's fun.
I love a good scapegoat.
By the way, is anybody even going to discuss the fact that the guesses we were going to make at the beginning of this story, we don't even need to be confirmed, but they won't confirm it?
No one wants to talk about it?
Nobody.
Well, I think when we heard Baltimore inner city Popeyes.
School,
like, I don't know. At least
pointing to
school.
Baltimore City schools for those students leaving campus.
It should be somebody in the shopping center, and it should be somebody on the corner that's controlling what's going on. They can do better, and they could do more. So don't blame the shopping center.
Amy Simpson
going.
What she's trying to say is, I really fucking love that Popeyes, and I want to keep eating Popeyes. Do not take away my Popeyes, you pieces of shit.
Don't you besmirch my Popeyes.
Not only that, I thought Bismarck was dead. What the fuck was that? Oh my God.
Trying.
Oh, baby, you shot what I need.
Oh,
But you say it's just a wing. But you say it's just a wing.
On. They can do better, and they could do more. So don't blame the shopping center.
Amy Simpson, Fox 45 News.
Thank you. All right.
Sound like you said fucks 40.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's,
This one.
Fuck it 45. Might be more
Chicken
apropos.
bucket 45.
I gotta tell you, that was That story was pretty much everything I thought it was going to be.
Yes, everything in some.
That kind of had everything that I want. Yeah, Constantine, that woman's basically saying, don't blame the chicken. The chicken didn't do nothing wrong.
Blame the cheering.
Blame the cheering. It's the cheering that done did all this shit. Justin Dabbler says, holy hell, what did I walk into? It's not important.
Oh, you know.
Not important. Don't worry about it.
You have the can.
Thank you very much. I certainly do. I would argue that you do. But look, we're both humble.
Yeah.
We're both humble giants. Hey, we almost got back there.
Did we?
Yeah.
Thank God. That was a little stressful for a second, and then not having his correct email was
Probably
stressful.
about 50 or 60 under, but for having to shut down our stream and restart it, that's not bad.
I think we'll be okay.
I think we're going to be all right. We got Jesse Lee Peterson coming up at 9:30 Central Time this morning, so are we an hour? We are 1 hour.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
God, I cannot wait to hear his voice talking to us.
Do I say it first, or do I ask him to say it, and subtly?
I don't think you should ask him. I think that's a little greedy.
I was thinking about this question.
He'll say it.
I was thinking about this question. Tell me if you think this is
Right.
good. If I go, Jesse, it's great to have you on the show, and we're so excited that I can only think of one word to describe how this interview is going to go.
You're going to coax it out of him.
And it starts with an A, Jesse, and I just can't understand. I just can't remember what that word was. And he would go.
He just says awesome.
He goes, oh, it's going to be asshole. It's like, what? No.
A lot of asshole on this stream.
No.
Did I make sure I told you that we just need to, our language-wise, just stick to, whatever YouTube TOS is?
Yeah.
So.
That's all we need.
Sounds okay.
They're saying asking him is beta.
Yeah, don't ask. That seems greedy. He'll say it.
All right.
It's amazing.
Amazing. By the way, guys, the video. Where are we at on likes on this new one since we had to restart the stream?
Oh, God. We were doing
we
so
were
well.
over 200 on the last. We were heading to 500.
Fuck a duck, man.
For the last one.
Jeez.
We went from 4,000 viewers to 1 million with you. That's amazing. Yeah, we did not have very much when we started here in April, but we're up over 1 million now. Well over 1 million.
Will he say the N-word? He gets to, though, right?
Yeah. No problem.
I'm just going to be sad.
We let Marquise say it when he calls in, for Christ's sake.
Nobody look at the sadness on my face that I can't share in the fun.
Brown Candy says we are at 154. All right, everybody hit the like button. We're going to get over 300 today. I want to get over 200 right now at this very moment. We're going to get over 200 now. Then we're going to go on to our next story. And then before Jesse gets here, we're going to get over 300. How's that? I understand not getting over 400 because we had to stop the stream and restart it and everything. I get it. But where are we at? I like it when the chat updates me. They're saying 176 now.
God.
Okay, good. Keep her up.
That seems so low.
Keep firing her up. Let's go to 200. Let me know. Keep the count going. I like when you guys update me on the count in the chat.
Feed Shaka some Popeye.
Oh, they're saying feed Shaka some Popeye. Don't you tease old Shaka now. Shaka don't like being teased. Shaka don't like you throwing that Popeye up in my eyes. All right. 191. Keep that count going. 195.
Everybody, fuck that
We're
like
just
button.
about there. Fuck that like button with you smite that like button with your fist. All right.
Fuck it with your favorite finger.
We hit 200. All right. On to 300. On we go.
Good deal.
300 likes is next. Keep hitting that like button. I don't know where we are for next Tuesday morning. Oh, 135. We're $135 away from our goal for next Tuesday morning. So if you want to chip in, there's the Streamlabs, there's the PayPal. If you'd like to contribute to our program, memberships are huge and super chats count as well. I need a sip.
Do you need more? Is it empty? I need to fill that before Jesse gets here.
I got enough. I'll be okay. No, a Jesse interview will be easy on the voice because I won't have to talk so much.
That little noise. You are just kind of falling apart lately. Your body is doing something weird.
Here, I'm kind of excited. I'll tell you why I'm excited. Not only do we have Jesse Lee coming in today, but then, we're going to do some fun stuff with the kids today, and then we're going to
which fleet store are we doing?
You may think this is greedy.
Or are we doing both?
I was thinking we could probably hit both.
God, that is so exciting.
Kids love fleet stores.
I love Fleet stores.
Well, I know. I understand you like Fleet stores.
I need to get in there.
You and I also have a matter we need to discuss. Hold on. We can discuss this weekend.
We did find ourselves in a conundrum.
We found ourselves in a conundrum last night. A nice conundrum, I think I would say.
It's always a little stressful for me.
Yeah. Well, then we also have, you and I have some plans this weekend. So I got a busy weekend, and it's going to be pretty fun.
Do we have plans?
We got a shopping weekend tomorrow, or a shopping day tomorrow.
What are we shopping for?
You had the sale at the one place you wanted to go check out. And then we were going to go do the phone thing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I didn't tell any. Somebody could help me here, please.
Okay.
I was playing. Okay, we took the kids for New Year's Eve to the Holiday Inn, and I'm watching the 3-year-old in the kiddie pool. Okay, she decides to throw a toy at me out of nowhere, so I go to catch it. My phone's in my lap. Phone falls onto the wet, hard floor, and my whole screen is dicked. My phone's definitely paid off. It's like 3 years old. Do I go new iPhone, new Galaxy? Help me. I have no idea.
iPhone, Galaxy.
Help me.
All of our, I think.
I do violent things. I go fishing. I go hunting. It is at risk at all times.
And also, guys, I want to ask you this question because April and I have been trying to figure this out. And people are saying iPhone. Oh, should we do here, let's put a poll up.
I would like a poll because I need it to be a durable phone, and I love taking pictures, so help me. Durability and camera is important.
Right, there we go. iPhone, Galaxy. The poll is up.
If this helps, I have not had an iPhone since 2012. It's been Galaxy since then.
All right. So, also, I needed to ask, is the payments on your phone, you know, when they put that on your plan?
Yeah.
I always thought that was a 2-year thing.
I thought so, too.
Okay. So then that means now this month, all of our devices are coming off. Because did I get a new phone the same day the kids got their tablets?
Yes.
So that's all coming off. That came off last month.
But I got my phone well before you ever did. I needed it long before
our bill
you.
came down a while ago when yours went off. That was a while ago. But I think all of our devices are paid off, so it might be shopping time? ?
For what?
Oh, just funsy shit. I don't need a new phone. I was
going to say, like, as long as your phone's not broken.
Would you still have your phone if it wasn't broken? Would you still keep it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
The problem with mine is it perfectly cracked along the edge, and now it's like got a big ass deep one going across my keyboard, and then a big ass one going across my camera, so everything's fucked.
They are overwhelmingly right now saying Galaxy.
Really?
70. It's about 3/4 of the people are saying Galaxy.
Is there a brand new one out? Because our good friend Matt told me to wait for the new one, like the newest Galaxy.
Okay. Someone said Google Pixel. I don't know if that's a joke. Is that new or is that okay?
No, a Pixel's a real thing.
All right. No, I know it's a real thing. I just can't remember how old it is.
I knew someone with a Pixel, and they really loved it, actually. Right.
Some people saying track phone.
How about a jitterbug?
Oh, jitterbug could be good.
For my fat fingies.
You're getting up there, so you got to be able to see those numbers better.
Oh, I'm actually elderly in 2 years.
Yes. Bye, bitch, as Gino would say.
Toodles.
A couple of Florida men are going viral on TikTok after a fight broke out on a ski lift over 50 feet in the air. Boy, that's I like that. That's a fight that has high stakes.
That is exciting.
You can chuck someone. Now, if you're 50 feet up in a chairlift and there's soft, pillowy snow underneath you, could you chuck a man off the ski lift and he's okay?
What if it's hard snow? Like a nice, hard-packed snow.
Like, do you escape that without injury or are you fucking something up?
I think you at minimum have like severe bruising and maybe a broken bone or two.
Shit.
But if
you'll live? You'll live?
If you land with like a fucking evergreen tree up your asshole, I don't know how you're doing.
Yeah, you take an evergreen tree up the ass, it's going to be a rough holiday season. Snowboarders and skiers are looking to get away from some fun, or are looking to get away for some fun winter sports activities and are taken aback when a couple of men from Florida got violent on a lift.
Oh, they're too cold. They were shorting out.
Yeah, footage of the incident was uploaded on TikTok by user Kaylin Faria. In it, you can see fists start flying on the lift a couple rows in front with onlookers terrified by the ordeal. He elbowed me in my fucking face, one man can be heard yelling before punches began being thrown. You're going to be a fucking dumbass, so I'm going to embarrass you. Personally, I think if you're both throwing punches at each other, you're both being dumbasses, but that's just me.
Why is this all Florida people, though?
They don't know how to behave once they get outside of their state.
You're all testy.
Yeah. Eventually, when the lift reached its destination, the man who claimed he was elbowed explained what happened to staff at the resort. While the video ended with staff saying they would contact someone else to deal with the altercation and ask the two to sit tight until then, it seems like until the police got involved. All right, here we go. Let's
look at how high this is.
let's take a look at the big brawl in the skies. Can we maximize this? No, it always goes to a new link. Oh,
It's better.
Where are they?
They're 2 up.
Oh, that's them. Oh,
Yep.
shit.
He's still being.
Oh, there's a woman with
Yeah,
them.
there's a woman. Does anyone
Get stuck with him.
want to make predictions?
Jesus. I love that. A guy screaming at the top of his lungs on a ski lift. I'll embarrass the fuck out of you. Sir, I only have one thing to say to you.
You embarrass yourself!
He sounds a little like Ice Cube, if you know what I mean.
Uh-oh. Are you making a prediction?
I'm making predictions.
Any prediction on the lady?
Same way.
Oh.
Gabrielle Union-esque.
Yeah.
I was having a nice day. Got my little 5-year-old. I was enjoying myself. You want to be a fucking dumbass.
I was having a nice day.
I was enjoying myself. I was having a nice day, and you wanted to be a fucking dumbass. I love this guy.
He's great.
So I'm going to embarrass you, bitch. You got to fuck. Put your hands on your front. Take your front. That's really like a little.
No.
Yeah, there's like little kids sitting
This
right
is-
there hearing this guy go, I don't give a fuck. I'll embarrass you, you piece of shit.
How scary is this for any kids watching?
Right.
Because they already mentioned, like, is he going to throw him off the thing? Like, the people filming.
Yeah. And it's like those kids get up to the top of the hill, and they're just like, no, just send us back down. Thanks.
I think we're
We're just
going
going
to
to go back down. Thanks.
Need to go hug mom.
We're going to go get some hot chocolate, stay in the chalet. Sounds nice to me.
I pissed myself.
Oh, it's a guy that's with.
Is that a Randy? Who's yelling?
Get up there. I'm going to tell him exactly what the fuck you did.
That's the end of that.
Wait, so we didn't get to see the guy fall?
No, that was the end of their interaction, apparently. Look, I don't know whose side to be on. They kind of started filming that right in the middle. But at the same time, I don't know if I can really call either of them a winner.
I don't know if it's being a winner or not, but I do like that he stands up against elbows getting it in his face.
He definitely wants. You never seen, somebody pointed out in the chat, you never see World Star on a ski lift.
Or that, I can't even say it.
He was now. In fairness, he
Oh,
was
no.
he was snowboarding. So that's a little hipper. I
Is it
guess,
hipper?
than skiing?
I don't know.
All I know is both of those guys seem like real nerds.
A little nerd.
Yeah, those guys are
for me.
those guys are both nerds, if you ask me.
That woman in that seat was probably shitting her pants though. Like, oh my
yeah,
god,
for sure.
do not take me with you.
Yeah. I want to point out once again, and this seems like a total sane person saying it. If you don't believe, I need this story. I forgot about this one. I'm grabbing that too. If you don't believe that, oh no, Gravy Show actually clipped the photo of us taking our power tower picture.
Look at your.
Oh no.
I'm crying.
That is actually how you would be on one of those
I would
rides.
absolutely cry on a power tower.
You'd be terrified. And me, I'm just looking down. Why am I leaning? You shouldn't be leaning on those rides. That's dangerous. You and I both
Never
should have
lean
been.
my way lest I, pee my
Well,
pants.
I'm holding on to you. I'm making
What am
sure
I
you
supposed
don't-
to fall off the power
Well,
tower?
I just know you're very scared, and I'm trying to comfort you. Is what I'm doing.
I'm a weird person. Can I tell you something about myself? Maybe you don't know this.
No. After years and years, I probably don't know it.
When I'm like either really troubled in a way where I'm either really angry or I'm really, really scared, I don't like being touched. I need a space around me so I can exist that way.
Never had any idea.
Don't touch me.
Never knew whatsoever.
Never, huh?
No. Your mom never talks about it either. Your mom never tells
My
you.
mom's a
What? Uh-oh.
She's so bad. If she knows I'm mad about something, like all growing up and shit, her go-to is always like to, put a hand on your shoulder and try to stroke your shoulder, calm you down a little, and I'm fucking touch me.
She gives you shit for that.
She does.
She does. She's like, you need to stop. You need to allow people to help you.
And then the worst part of her when she does that is my dad sees it and he's like a ooh moment where he's like,
so you feel bullied.
He's the kind of guy who tries to crack me so I laugh a little bit.
That's what people need to do.
Okay, can I just exist in my moment for a few minutes while y'all fuck off for a few minutes?
I get both of your points because I feel both of them. But it is fun when you are friends with someone or your family with someone or you care about someone. It is funny to watch to be able to turn that anger into a smile or a laugh.
There is nothing more infuriating to me.
Because you know what they're doing secretly when they're doing that?
Breaking the icy shell.
Not breaking the icy shell, but more importantly, they're trying to teach you whatever this is, it's not that big of a deal. You're making too much of it.
I think they purely do it for fun.
They're just trying to tell you this isn't a big deal. You're going to be fine. And that's why they poke. It's a way
There is something about me though where if I'm very upset or I'm very scared, I need some space. Stop coddling. It's not okay. Stop touching.
That's like
I don't know, like if I need that like tattooed or like in a neon sign on my forehead, my big ass forehead when I'm upset, but like it just needs to be known. People don't respect it either.
I really want to know like what happened. Like that's a childhood thing.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, I'm not saying you even know. Most people don't know. Something happened there, though, that when in times where most people want to be vulnerable and have someone, you want you turn into a porcupine. I wonder what that is because it's not because it's not every time.
It's most times,
but it's like I wonder what that would be.
I think it's topical. Like depending on what the issue
cream?
was.
Like there was a lotion at one point and you that upset you.
No, you're absolutely right. Something happened somewhere where I don't like the embrace of others when I'm upset.
Oh. I've known
at least for a few minutes. I need a few minutes to myself.
I've known a lot of women like that. Like I've known a lot of women who are like, "No, don't touch me," and this and that, and it's like
I don't say that. It's just
just that attitude.
Go.
Just that attitude. Because it
Leave
might
me alone.
surprise people. A lot of men can be very comforting animals in times like that. And I think it's also the protection of women thing sets in. But then also you get that, like women get that way where they're like, I don't need I don't need to feel like a defenseless animal. Whereas men go, oh, I want to make sure this person's protected. But then women are like, I can fucking do it myself. So it's a weird, it's a contrast.
I always very much, and look, there are some times when I was like, oh yeah, a hug would be fantastic right now. But, and I'll tell you, whatever. But like, I don't know, for me, when I was growing up on the farm and stuff and I'd be upset about something, I would rather go sit in the barn with my horses and just chill the fuck out for a few minutes than be around a person.
You're like Simple Jack.
I don't know.
You just want to be around the animals.
I did. I wanted to be around the animals.
And her mom would come in and go, April, what's wrong? And she'd go, I ain't got a good brain. And her mom would go, I think you have a fine brain, April. And April would look around with a tear in her eye and go, you make me happy. Congrats to you for going there, especially knowing the academy ain't about that shit. You don't know? You really don't know. Man. Sorry. Look at Dustin Hoffman. Rain Man. Looked retarded, act retarded. But he counted toothpicks. Autistic, yes. Slow, maybe. But he counted toothpicks and cheated at cards. That ain't retarded. Look at Tom Hanks, 1994, Forrest Gump. All right. Retarded, slow, yes. Retarded, maybe. But he charmed the pants off Nixon and won a ping pong contest. How many retards you know win a ping pong competition? You went full retard. Don't believe that shit? Ask Sean Penn. 2000, I Am Sam. Went full retard. Went home empty-handed.
I think we have to watch that this weekend.
It's one of the greatest comedies of all time. It's one of the funniest fucking movies ever. Especially when they made that movie at a time where doing what Robert Downey Jr. did was not okay.
No.
And they still went and did it.
I
was
like that it
awesome.
still exists. Like, I'm glad that didn't like get scrubbed from anything. Did it? Did anyone scrub that?
No, they never got rid of that
Yeah.
movie. When I was playing Jack. When you was Jack. Simple Jack.
When you was.
Stupid ass Jack. Yeah. Yeah, I did so much retarded things that I just, I observed them. I watched them and I flushed so much out, I really didn't know if I could get it back in. You had to free yourself up to be a moron, to be moronical, to feel like the dumbest motherfucker on planet Earth. You was farting in the bathtub, laughing your ass off. Oh, shit. People saying Tropic Thunder is on Prime. We own it on Prime. Trust me. Tropic Thunder's in my collection.
It's fantastic.
And I'm not against what Mike said. The last great comedy. I mean,
I don't think it's the last one, but it's up there.
there's been a lot of good comedies since then, but that might be the last legendary one.
Okay,
the one that
I guess if we're going legendary, maybe.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think.
We always do this. We always come back to this topic.
People love talking about movies. God, what could be
it gets me off the topic of going to my horses and chickens for comfort.
greatest comedies of all time? Let's see. Do you think Tropic Thunder's cracked any of the big ones?
Yes.
Like if we go...
Yes, I do.
Parade. Oh, no, we looked this up not long ago. You're right.
I know.
And they were stupid. All their lists
Look at
were
that. These are all
fucking-
purple because we've clicked on them.
Yeah, you're right. 35 best comedies of all time. His Girl Friday, 1940. No, see, this should be this should be by decade. Beetlejuice is all right. Dumb and Dumber belongs
Dumb and
there.
Dumber's great.
Booksmart. Go
Girls
fuck
Trip.
yourself.
Oh my God.
Isn't that the movie we were... No.
It's not. That was Think Like a Man. I dozed off and that came on.
Okay.
I couldn't figure it out for hours.
These fucking suck. God, I hate people who like indie movies. They're so douchey. They're so nauseating. They just think because nobody saw it that makes it good. No, fuckhead. That means people thought it was terrible and you're all nerds.
I feel like they all eat veggie burgers.
By the way, April, 68% to 32, Galaxy over iPhone.
All right, stick with the Galaxy then.
So, or don't give in to peer pressure and do what you want.
Well, I will see what Verizon tells me.
Team America, yeah, that's a pretty good one. And it's a very interesting concept.
Idiocracy is still great.
Idiocracy gets better and scarier as time goes on, though.
Isn't that true? Because it feels more and more real.
That fucking Carl's Jr. "fuck you, I'm eating" bit. Like, I believe we're not far.
Can we play that?
We're really
close.
close.
So good.
Not the video, but we can play the audio.
Welcome to Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. "Fuck you, I'm eating."
Fuck you.
Carl's Jr. Idiocracy.
Idiocracy is one of the best
they
movies.
take the woman's kids because she can't afford food.
Enjoy your extra big ass fries.
You didn't give me no fries. I got an empty box.
Would you like another extra big ass fries?
I said I didn't get any.
Thank you. Your account has been charged. Your balance is 0. Please
What?
come back when you can afford to
Oh,
make
no,
a purchase.
no.
I'm sorry you're having
Come
trouble.
on. My
I'm
kids
sorry
are
you're having
starving.
This should help you calm down.
They shoot her with a downer.
Please come back when you can afford to make a purchase. Your kids are starving. Carl's Jr. believes no child should go hungry. You are an unfit mother. Your children will be placed in the custody of Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. "Fuck you, I'm eating."
I love that movie.
Shut up! I said shut up or I'll beat your ass in your ass. Shut up.
Why is Dax...
Your Honor, I object. What? I object to that this guy's not going to have any money for my apartment after he's done paying back the hospital for the money he stole. He's his lawyer. Oh, Jesus.
God, this is so good.
It was
Justin Long is great in there.
Always.
It makes me
yes.
want more Justin Long in everything.
How's the hang, I say? It's just the fucking greatest entrance of any character.
As your doctor, I only want my doctor to say hello that way now.
You should, like, whenever you have to go to any appointment, you should instruct, could you have the doctor, when he comes in, just go, how's the hang essay? Every time he talked, he sounded faggy to them.
I'm going to send an email to my doctor before I go in next time. Before he looks at my business.
You know, it says here on your chart that you're all fucked up.
Don't worry, scroll.
You know, in times like this, I'm just like, you know what? Like, don't worry, Scro. There's plenty of tards out there living kick-ass lives. My first wife was tarded. She's a pilot now. No, you don't understand. I got to get back to the Army. I don't know where I am. There's that talk we talked about. Why come you don't have tattoo?
Also, like, the part that gets me right before that is when Luke Wilson walks in and he's trying to describe that something's wrong with him and he needs to be seen, he needs help, and the chick's like staring at him with like, his glazed over look, trying to click the button that like fits him.
Yeah. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Costco's got everything, including like trains and shit.
I got my lawyer degree here. At Costco? Yeah.
Brondo. It's got what plants crave.
Well, what do plants crave? Electrolytes. What are electrolytes? Oh, Brondo has it.
Can I get some water? You mean
from the toilet?
From the toilet? No, like just for drinking.
Why do you drink from the toilet? Oh, fuck.
What a dumb movie, but it's so
You know
spot
what also
on.
is great in that movie, and it's kind of underrated, is the general, who's like, a pimp's love is different from that of the square. He starts going into that. Or Stephen Root's judge character.
What is her pimp's name again?
Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Upgrade's not alive anymore.
Zen Rhino, it's for the greater cause for the intergalactic view. Yeah, Upgrade, go and get his money. Exactly. She keeps thinking her pimp's going to fuck her up 500 years later.
500 years later.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's watch one more thing. Then you know what I'm going to do? I should probably get our Zoom started for Jesse Lee.
Also, do you and I need anything before Jesse comes on? Because I want to do it now.
I wanted to do some coke.
Okay.
Before Jesse came on. You know what? I got to end. Oh, shit. What am I doing?
All the dogs shit out the bag real quick. He hides it for us, actually.
Uh-oh.
What?
I got a problem.
Don't ever say that.
Close my goddamn Zoom meeting. I got to start another one.
God, you were stressing me the fuck out today. This was my biggest booking I've had yet.
Sorry I'm upsetting you. Here we go. All right, now I got it. There we are. Copy invite link.
My shoulders are so tight today from the stress.
We're gonna send this bitch off to Jesse's people.
I think we should only talk to them that way.
Yeah.
By the way,
don't worry, Scroat. There's plenty of shows out there doing kick-ass streams.
Oh.
All right, let's send it off to. Don't read the. Okay, what are those last three letters? Come on. We can't be too quiet. We're broadcasting to people. I'm already being bad.
Does that help?
Yeah, yep. All right.
Okay.
Jesse, Zoom link for the show. Here you are, sir. 9:30 Central sounds great. And paste. There we are. And send. All right.
I'd be so mad if that link didn't work.
Oh, that would be very upsetting. That's for sure. All right. Let's go in. JLP's is Jesse, email the N-word. No, it is not.
No, that was the only reason I said the N part.
It is not the N-word, you guys.
It's actually ners.com.
Yes. Let's go and watch someone who might be actually in Idiocracy. They might actually be brain dead.
She an extra.
But I love picking these kind of arguments apart. A, because it's easy, so I can sound smart, because next to her it's not difficult. But also, this argument makes me laugh every time. And people, I don't know. I still don't know if people actually believe this or if people are saying this because it sounds good in their group of friends. You know, progressives really confuse me sometimes because I watch them and they say stuff and I go, oh, you're just saying that because that's what you guys say. I don't think you, like, how many times have you seen them get caught in like a logical bear trap, but then they just commit and double down?
Well, they have to.
And you're like, yeah, you're saying that because you have to. Well,
what are you going to do? Be a bitch and roll over? No.
Exactly. You know, Corey and I talk about this. One of my favorite things to do is look at someone and go, oh, well, then I'm wrong.
No, it does feel good. It feels better than like committing to something that's not right.
You just go, oh, I'm wrong. I'll try something different. And then they're like, oh, well, but I wanted to yell at you some more. And you're like, well, you can't. I'm wrong.
That's a fun part too. Like you can look at the other person and they were like foaming at the mouth to yell at you because they were right.
Yeah, they're like,
and you just disarm them.
What do you mean? But I want to tell you about this. But you don't have to. I already said I'm wrong. I conceded the point. Oh, well, fuck.
Clears up my schedule.
I guess I got to go find something else to be angry about. And then you go, no, you don't have to be angry. You can love something. Go find a thing to like. Practice with like and work your way up to love.
There you go.
And then they're like, no, I have to go find something to be angry about. You're like, stop. The anger is killing you. But then how do I go on the internet? Just don't. Stay off of it.
Yeah, I feel like the internet's the opposite of the place to be if you're angry.
Or go watch things that make you happy. Go on the internet and watch a documentary about something you like.
Aaron watches kitten videos.
I jack off to him. It's a stroke. That's what it is.
It's all the fluffy fur, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really is.
The lapping noise they make
put
with
their tail
tongue.
up and their anus comes out, and you're just
Why do animals do that?
I don't know. They just don't understand that the anal cavity is not a thing to be proud
Like-
of. You're supposed to hide that shit.
Cats and many dog breeds, like when they're playing or they're in a stance or they're running around, they just expose their anus. And
probably,
it's like,
you know what they do? They probably
Stop
catch
it.
a little wind, and it feels nice.
they catch a breeze.
Yeah, they catch a breeze on their asshole,
Gordy, is this true?
and it feels nice.
Gordy,
do you like wind on your asshole? Oh, he's coming over.
Oh, he's excited.
He's coming over. Gordy's
Oh.
excited. We need a Gordy cam.
he wants to see you.
Okay.
Come
Well,
here.
Do you have your butthole out, bud? You better get that dog off screen when Jesse gets here, because he's going to go beta. There you go. There's
He
our
hasn't
boy.
pooped yet today. Be careful.
Okay, I'm covering his dick so you guys don't see him.
That's good. Keep some dignity.
Imprudent. You want to
Be imprudent.
Oh, such a good boy. Oh, such a good boy.
He was
Gordy.
just licking his
Oh,
wiener.
okay. Here you
I was kidding. You don't ever do your Gila voice for him anymore.
Here, I need you to take because I want to get this segment started, and then we got Jesse Lee after that. Now everybody's probably calling me a homosexual. Okay, this woman decided to lecture us on the fact that if you
I see it.
Can you get me that
Here,
glasses
use
white?
your-
No, that doesn't
use your
work.
ripped shirt.
That one doesn't work. You know what'll work?
I'm
Here.
supposed to be mailing that to somebody, but you need to sign it first.
I'll sign my ripped shirt. Here, this shirt works. There we go.
Ow!
Oh, no.
We're falling apart.
All right, so anyway, this woman made a video, a TikTok, because TikTok is just so amazing and wonderful for people who want to get educated. She made a video talking about how if you don't like having sex with trans people, that makes you a transphobe. You're not allowed to have the preference of, I don't want my woman to have a penis. I'd rather have her have a vagina if I'm going to have sex with her. That makes you a bigot. Let's listen to her logic.
Yeah, because I don't want to be a transphobe, for God's sake.
You know, people like this, April, though, are really smart, and they usually don't leave any holes in their argument for you to exploit, and definitely not in the first 10 seconds.
We should be exploiting all the holes, right?
Well, that's what she's saying. That's her argument.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Not dating trans people is not a preference. Not dating blondes is a preference. Not dating people who are, I don't know, shorter than 5'6" is a preference.
Wait, time out then. Okay, again.
I feel like she's calling me out personally here.
Yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up your logic in the first 10 seconds of this video. You're saying not wanting to have sex with a trans person is not a preference. It's transphobic. But you're saying that you're born trans, right? Isn't that their argument? You're born trans?
You're born that way.
Okay. Are you born short?
Usually.
Yeah. Is there anything you can do throughout your life that will make you, instead of being 5'6", you're 6'4"?
I mean, South Park taught me about a certain procedure.
Not that.
Okay.
Is there anything that can make you taller?
No.
Than you were? No.
No.
You're born short. You're born blonde.
Yes,
You're born a certain way. But for some reason, when it's trans, see, this is my problem with these fucking zombies. These fucking over-medicated Adderall era millennial generation, my generation, but younger people, is A, easily brainwashable, but B, brain dead as the day is long, but totally convinced of their own superiority as they scurry about their short, pointless lives. Don't you want to get rid of them? Oh, in the worst way. April gets really hot for my Vincent D'Onofrio and Men in Black impression.
Oh, it's so good.
She just really likes it.
Well, you don't do Hitler for me anymore.
You know, I've been noticing an infestation here everywhere I look. In fact, nothing but a barely evolved, barely conscious pond scum. I was going to say Pontius Pilate. He killed Jesus. Sorry. So anyway, she says that not dating blondes is a preference. Not dating short people is a preference.
Not dating 5'6". She's literally talking about me.
Not dating trans people, however, not a preference. Even though she would argue that both of those things are things you're born with.
Yes.
Interesting. And this whole idea that they've moved on from tolerance to just believe all of our horse shit or we're going to keep calling you the name. I'm waiting, and I'm thinking maybe with trans people, society's starting to do it. I'm waiting for the day where we dig in our fucking heels and just go, all right, enough. The adults are back in charge now. We're not listening to this horse shit anymore. Nobody's hurting you. You guys have everything you want. The only people hurting you are you. In mass numbers, you're hurting yourselves.
Think of the mental stress like you're putting yourself through.
Right.
With this shit.
And then you at some point, we're just going to have to dig in and go, nope, you're on your own. You've gotten all your rights. You can do way more than you're allowed to do in any other country. So now you're on your own. No more freebies from us.
Preference. Not dating people who are, I don't know, shorter than 5'6" is a preference. Not dating people with brown eyes is a preference. Being trans is not a specific characteristic. Thus, you can't label it as a preference.
Okay, well then why do they make it known that they are just the trans guy?
Right.
Why is that their entire identity?
I was just going to say, she's right. Trans is not a characteristic. It's the person's entire fucking consumption of their identity.
It's everything. Most people would have absolutely no problem with any trans person ever. It's just that they make it so exhausting that that's the only thing about them.
Right. It's just that when you go, hey, tell me something interesting about yourself, they go, oh, I got mismatching parts. Like, I don't give a fuck. That doesn't concern me.
Tell me you like a certain sport. Tell me you like fishing. I don't care.
And what I hate about people like this tub, is that they smile and they're so arrogant and conceited about a really stupid fucking point. It's hard to watch someone say something really stupid and watch the smug confidence they have in it. It's like, you know, you're wrong, right?
Being trans is not a specific characteristic. Thus, you can't label it as a preference. That's just called bigotry.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. If a woman goes to a guy and says, you know what? You've got a small dick. I don't like fucking guys with small dicks. Or you got a giant tree trunk in your back. That hurts me. I don't want it. Is she now all of a sudden, is that some kind of bigotry? No. You're allowed. Look, we've gone from, these hippies have gone from free love whoever you want, have sex with whoever you want to, have sex with the people we say you have to or you're a bigot. You guys have betrayed your own agenda. You've betrayed your own mission statement in life.
I feel like even saying that it's not a preference is betraying like the narrative of trans people, because like we've got to talk about like preferred pronouns and all this shit and everything, like who I want to have sex with, what I want to have sex with, and all that. It's literally preferences.
We're supposed to let you be free to do whatever you want, and we respect that, and that's
Check
fine.
it out. I was born with a snatch, but now I prefer to have a dick. Okay.
Right.
I'm preferring things.
And we all go, okay, fine, whatever. That's cool. But the minute we go, we'd like to have sex with a vagina and not a dick. They're like, oh, so you're a bigot. It's like, oh, so the rules, okay, rules for me, but not for thee. I understand.
Again with the mental gymnastics. It's incredible.
That's usually what mental illness entails, right?
Oh, God. Anything to make yourself feel better about it.
Like this chick, in my opinion, seems clearly medicated.
I don't even know about that. I think it's just how the things she's taught herself to believe in.
No one's forcing you to date trans people, but don't cover up your discriminatory bias in the name of preference. Because the logic doesn't add up. Like I've said in many a video, the logic of transphobia never adds up.
You're projecting much?
I mean, it seems like you've got a phobia to probably everything.
Going to speak up and say, no, we're not doing that.
Oh, shit. Okay, they've muted. All right, they muted themselves. Okay, cool.
That scared me.
That was Jesse popping in for a second, but he's like 20 minutes late. So I was just, all right, so we're good there. All right. We'll get
You
Jesse
mean 20
Lee
minutes
up.
early.
That's what's up on our Zoom right now.
That
Take a look. So anyway, that we'll have Jesse Lee on in just a little bit. Okie doke.
That really scared me that we were like,
but like
just
that,
kind of in the middle of something.
I know. That whole logic of like, if you don't fuck, like it started as, hey, don't hurt me. Okay, cool. Hey, good morning, David Chandler. Nice to see you, buddy.
Good morning.
It started as like, don't hurt us. We're like, okay, that's easy enough. Hey, call us what we want to be called. And we went, okay, fine. Hey, let us into all this shit. And we're like, we'd really rather you didn't, but okay, we can't stop you. It's now becoming, hey, fuck us or you're a bigot. And it's like, no, that's what I'm talking about. Like at some point, you got to dig your heels in and just go, no, we're not doing this one.
I just feel like people like her are just they're so quick to call people phobic of anything.
Right.
But they seem afraid of everything that's not in their head.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
it's just that fucking
Help me out here.
And, I'll give them this. They still have not given up on that goddamn argument.
Nope.
That if you don't fuck them, that's the new level of transphobia. I just hope that at some point some people start seeing through it and they start going, hey, look, you guys, it's, we've given you everything you could possibly want.
Dude, a solid 10 years ago, talking like that wouldn't be acceptable.
Right. Jesse Lee Peterson live with us in 15 minutes. There we go. We'll tweet that out so everyone comes and checks out the lovely Steel Toe Show. By the way, we got those numbers comfortably back up. Still a little short, but not anything to piss your pants about. I mean, it's pretty in line with an average Friday show. So we appreciate that very much, guys. Oh, where are we at for likes? Before we go on go to our next story, let's fire it up again. We crossed 200 last time. Oh, sorry. I stubbed April's toes with my feet. We're always playing footsie over here. So at any rate, Tom Thompson says 253 likes. All right, clearly 300, right?
Sure.
300 before the next story?
Let's get
All right,
300.
guys. Let's hop up over 300 likes. Hit the like button right now on the stream. Then we'll go on to our next thing. I love when the audience goes, they keep updating me with the number. And we get to do a fun countdown.
Aaron loves the numbers.
Ashley says, why is he hurting you, April?
It's a good question.
I just
You
swung
do that a lot,
Well, here's what I
too.
do.
Like, I'm in my side.
I swing
here.
around with my foot and I swing wide like that to look at you and tell you something. Weirdo.
I stay in my little box over here and I just keep getting,
Triple N says, you guys are supposed to be wearing steel toe. You broke kayfabe. We're exposing the goddamn business.
I'll pull mine out of storage.
Fettuccine El Pupu with 200 says 280 likes. All right.
We're getting close, guys.
280. Let's get there. LM12 says like, shared, flagged, and reported. No, don't do all of it. Don't do all of them.
Why?
Tooth Russ is correct. I am man spreading. I am a pretty big man spreader.
I'd rather you swing low instead of swinging wide, by the way.
Oh, there's only one kind of swing low.
Yeah.
Sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. All right, sorry. Jesse's going to see that, and he's going to hate it. Do I introduce Jesse to Shaka Zulu or no?
I don't know. I'm really nervous. Do we do a poll quick? What do the people think?
You know what? We do it at the end.
Just so we can get out of there if it ends badly.
Right. If he doesn't like it, then we can
Oh, no.
get the fuck out of Dodge. All right, guys. Looking to get to 300 likes, then we'll go to the next story. So go ahead and throw a like at the channel. And then in the chat, let us know where we're at likewise, because I don't know. Need Trump says 282. Okay, so we are getting there. Almost there to 300, and then we'll move on to the next story. Hit that like button. Let's go to 300 and have ourselves a great time.
We had how many did we have before the first stream cut out? For God knows what reason.
We were over 300, I think.
Nice.
All right, Just a Dabbler says 285. All right, keep going.
All of y'all need to re-like this one.
15 more. Hit the like button. We'll go to 300, and then we've got 15 minutes worth of shit to talk about before we get to Jesse. 288. Somebody said 304. I'm not seeing 304. I'm seeing 287, 288. Keep firing off
Do you
that
think
like
there's
button. Let's see if, I'm sure everybody's at a different spot.
Yeah.
So keep smashing like. 292, according to Just a Dabbler.
The mood says I smashed it 15 times. No, that means it's going to end up on not like.
Yes, exactly. 293, 296.
Whoa.
5,000. Oh my God, it went crazy. 296 is where we're at now. 298 and yeah.
Oh, that was
bleh.
super anticlimactic.
I was like 300, says JJ. I win. There you go. 300. Thank you, JJ. All right, let's. Man with gun threatens Longhorn Steakhouse. Oh, we can skip that one for now.
I'm a little disappointed in you for something.
What?
You didn't wear your George Floyd shirt like you said you would.
You know why?
Why?
I have no fucking balls.
No balls, Aaron.
No balls whatsoever. No. Good. Delete that. I copy and pasted the wrong thing. Oof. Ow.
I didn't have the balls to actually
Thank you.
hit you, but wow, you are just remarkably unprofessional.
Whoopsie daisy. What I meant to do was that 135 away from next Tuesday morning's goal. Thank you guys very much. Marble Arm says it's 296. They're just fucking with you. Now they're saying 298. Well, get it back up there. Get it back up over 300.
You know when there's a numbers game, people just sitting.
Don't let these dickbags ruin it for you. Get it up over 300. You jerks.
Get it?
Come
you gotta
on.
double check what you're pasting sometimes.
I know. We got 14 minutes until Jesse Lee Peterson is here. We're going to hop up over 300. You guys got to let us know when it gets there. Nick, I did see that former running back Peyton Hillis is in critical condition. He saved his kids in a swimming pool.
Yep.
And
I hope
and now he's
okay.
in critical condition. I hope he's all right. All right, we got up over 300 again. I have a
Woohoo.
Oh, you know what I forgot?
Your
Today's
pants.
January 6th.
Never forget.
It's
God, you got to clear that up before Jesse gets on here.
I'm sorry. It's Roy Hobbs Day.
Roy Hobbs.
Is that his name? Isn't that his name?
I don't know. The goat,
Ray Hobbs,
the goat man.
Roy Hobbs. Yeah. We're going to go to the Capitol. Fed. You know, the guy who encouraged a riot over and over and over on video, and the government hasn't thrown him in jail. Ray Epps, thank you.
Ray Epps, okay.
Ray Hobbs
Did
is
you say Roy Hobbs?
He's a local business owner here in St. Cloud. So anyway.
You just ruined. He's going to sue you for slander now.
Exactly. Ray Epps was the guy who went, we're going to the Capitol. And then magically he never went to jail, never faced any kind of charges, nothing like that. But for some reason, he just skated and went away. Oh, shit. I got to give us 1 second. I got, we got a caller on the line. And I don't have him hooked up. I don't have us hooked up to the system yet, so I'm an asshole.
I need a neon sign for
I
you.
know. We'll get there. And now what we're going to do is as soon as this is connected, we're going to bring him up. Hold on 1 minute there. Give us 1 second.
Is it Goat Man?
And we'll get you all set up. I wish it was Goat Man. The what do they call him? The Q Shaman?
Q Shaman.
All right. Go ahead, sir. You're on the air.
Yes. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you on having your big get with Jesse Peterson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I forget the name of the racist wooden dancing puppet.
Shaka Zulu.
Yes. You really want to be careful because Jesse Peterson can be iffy. Don't bring the puppet up. In case he gets offended.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And especially, no worries. And especially don't bring up the homosexual men who have come out and said
Oh, God. Sir, for goodness sake. Why would you? We've got a lovely guest coming on, and you're going to bring up conjecture.
Where was this going?
What a weirdo.
What did you just cut off?
Oh, he was trying to bring up some meme, some dog shit thing. Thank you, sir. We appreciate the call.
Yes.
That was very nice of you. And I'm sure when you have Jesse on your show, you can bring it up to him. Wow. Some people go to really far lengths when they don't like somebody. They go really far to be like, dude, it's not good enough that I don't like the guy or that I'm not a fan of his show. I have to prove that I got to show that he's a piece of shit and whatever.
So he was referring to you.
No, he was referring to Jesse. All right. They're saying that's Cardiff. No, that was not Cardiff.
Now I know what that means. Okay.
Yeah, I know Cardiff.
Why would we do that? We like this person.
Yeah, we love Jesse. Jesse would love Shaka Zulu. That dude's trip. See, I think Jesse would love Shaka Zulu.
I'm remarkably torn on it. I don't know, but this is your show, so
we'll see.
Go on.
This is brilliant. I love this. A cisgender man in Ecuador legally changed his gender to female in an attempt to gain custody of his 2 daughters.
Oh,
isn't that great?
That's kind of sweet, actually.
I love that they're using those rules against the system.
We all know that the women usually end up with the kids, right?
Well, and all it does is it kind of proves how ridiculous it is anyway to begin with. So you just kind of. That's why I always say, guys, don't get so tied up into politics that you forget your sense of humor, because humor is what usually ends up chipping away at this shit to begin with. If you don't take them seriously, that makes them upset. And if you use their own logic and their own bullshit against them to poke fun at them, they can't kill that. They can't throw that in jail. They can't, do anything like that. You go to the Capitol, you storm the Capitol, they can throw you all in jail. But if you go back and you make fun and you make jokes, you poke fun, yeah, it might take longer to convince the rest of the country through your humor that this is ridiculous. This is stupid.
Silly.
This is silly. But it's more effective. So now LGBTQ groups are mad at this guy in Ecuador. They're concerned about the man's use of a law designed to promote transgender rights and what effect it could have in the future. Well, hey, I got news for you. If you make it so easy that someone can Shazam, jump through a hoop, and now they're a different gender, other people get to take advantage of that.
And don't you want, a trans person out there getting custody of their kids? Doesn't that
sure.
look good for you?
I mean, wouldn't that be wonderful to see a
the more the merrier.
Yeah, a trans woman getting custody of their children. Isn't that just a wonderful thing?
I mean, I tried that route. I still don't have custody of my kids.
By the way, the trans movement, I want to point out, has turned Mrs. Doubtfire into a fucking documentary.
Isn't that weird?
Mrs. Doubtfire
that is weird.
Is a documentary in our modern system right now.
And then isn't it the movie Junior where Arnold has a kid too? Like men are having babies and shit.
Yeah, and that was like back then you're like,
but now it's like,
what a funny premise for a movie, because that would be stupid.
Oh man.
Nope.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
The times are changing.
But that's wonderful, because the whole trans thing is well, we feel this way, and the way we feel is legitimate. You have to honor our identity. And our counter argument, when people get mad, they would go, no, you're born that way, and you can't change, and you can't just do that. It's arbitrary. You can just change it whenever you want. And the trans argument was, no, we are steadfast in our belief, and this is who we are as people. So you get mad and you fight over it. They get their way anyway. But if you're funny about it, what you do is you go, oh, it's not just arbitrary. It's not just something you can jump through a hoop and do. Nope. Yeah, it is. Watch. You know how we gave you guys the right to change your gender on all your shit? I'm doing it too. There, I'm a woman. But are you trans? Not in the least. Well, but you can't do that. Yes, I can. It's completely arbitrary, and you've given me the right to change my gender whenever I feel like it. You know what I'm going to do in 2 weeks? What's that? I'm going to file paperwork so I can change my gender back to male. That's a way better way to deal with this shit than sitting there fighting on Fox News and CNN and all this other shit.
What if I just want a dick because they're so much fun?
Me, no. Me, dick. I take the dick. You take the dick. Who's taking
I
dick?
just want one to play with because they're fun. And
you want to have one?
I want to have one.
You want to have
What if
a
I
dick?
want to exist in this body, but I just want a dick, in addition?
You want to just fiddle, or do you want it, over somewhere else?
Just on my shoulder so I can, grab it whenever I want.
Some dick on my shoulder makes me happy.
I'd have a nice dick.
You'd get whatever dick they gave you.
No. There's got to be some kind of rule there where if you're getting a dick, you get to pick, right? Don't you pick your dick?
I don't think you get to pick your dick.
Really?
I think they make the dick out of your arm skin.
I don't have enough going on here.
I think. Well, no, I
That'd
think
have
it's
to be
somebody.
a tiny dick.
April found out on South Park yesterday how they make a vagina.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Oh, you have? Okay.
As if I haven't seen that episode.
I didn't know if you've ever seen the episode. You were still reacting very shocked to it.
The one where Mr. Garrison, no, it's just when they're in the surgery, they clip back to like actual surgery video images, and it just really skeezes me out.
We have 5 minutes until Jesse Lee is here. I don't know if that's enough time to start a new story. So maybe what we do is we'll try to rally to 400 likes here on today's stream if you'd like. We're also 135 away from next Tuesday morning's goal. There's the Streamlabs, there's the PayPal, super chats and memberships obviously count as well. And in about 5 minutes, we're going to talk to the one and only Jesse Lee Peterson. So why don't I get this here?
Do you need anything else?
Get my little papers set up here, everything I wanted for the discussion.
Is there maybe anything the audience wants us to touch on with Jesse?
Oh, yeah, you guys go ahead and throw whatever you want in there. But also, Stoney's Bar in downtown Rockville. Stoney's Bar, downtown Rockville, Minnesota, the best dive bar there is in central Minnesota, with delicious pizzas. Great place to go for their world-famous Bloody Marys. Awesome place to watch the games and live bands every single weekend. It's a party at Stoney's Bar in downtown Rockville, Minnesota. Make the trip. That's Stoney's Bar. If it's enough time, if you have a 20-second clip. No, I have a big story about, and we'll do it on Sunday or Monday. Wartrace, Tennessee. A Tennessee teacher deliberately threw a chair at a toddler.
Fuck.
And
no.
Yeah, they're investigating the whole ordeal.
Look, I don't even care if they're being a little shit. There's nothing kids can do to warrant hurting them.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
Look, a toddler is such a small thing.
It's so big.
Like, if you need to restrain a toddler, there's very easy, non-getting arrested ways to do it.
I've got you in my arm, my single arm.
You don't need to turn it into a goddamn Waffle House fight and chuck a chair at her. That's where the chair bender needs to be. That old Waffle House employee. You need to employ her at this daycare.
Okay.
So that when somebody throws a chair, you can just catch it for them real quick.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Zen Rhino says, interestingly enough, I'm okay with teachers throwing chairs at toddlers. Oh, well, everybody has their breaking
high
points.
schoolers maybe, because they can all be assholes, but it's a tiny little person.
You chuck a chair at a 17-year-old, most people go, oh, what did they do to deserve that?
Exactly. They're going to be on your side.
Chuck one at a 4-year-old, and you're just going to go, what the fuck, man? Are you out of your mind? Unless you're Zen Rhino, in which case you say, hey, great work. That kid probably had it coming.
Actually, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Cambodian River
God.
Pig says, ask Jesse if he's for bringing back racial segregation. That is actually a very interesting question we could bring up with old Jesse.
How do you work your way into that? Do you just dive right into that question, or do we warm him up for that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's I don't want to
warm
bring
it
that
up into you know how we talk sometimes about why can't everyone just be doing things collectively? Why does it have to be black businesses and white businesses and shit like that? And warm them up like that.
Yeah. That trans story we were talking about a second ago, not the dad, but the woman from TikTok who was saying, if you don't sleep with trans people, it's not a preference. You're just being a bigot. That would be a good one to start with Jesse.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a good take on it.
That'll get him fired up right out of the gate. I also want to honor him by showing him the drops we have of him.
Later.
Show him that, hey, Jesse, we're not just in this for, the little quick interview here, my friend. We are all in with this one. We got about 2 minutes until he gets here. Again, we want to be this is kind of like Thanksgiving where you're waiting for your guests. Yeah. You don't want to go do anything, or you don't want to miss when they get here because it's fun to watch them roll up the driveway.
No more running to the store.
Exactly. You just, Josh says Jesse will immediately ask April if she votes.
I gotta be honest with shit, right? Is he gonna kick me off here? And I will. I'm not gonna go, not leave. So
we'll address it right away, right off the bat.
All right,
we'll address it. Cambodian River Pig says, ask Jesse how he is going to celebrate Black History Month.
Jesse had Blair White on.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Jesse will talk to anyone. Jesse talked to Hassan Piker. What's wrong with Islam? And then he goes, what about Allahu Akbar? And it was just funny because, Hassan Piker is one of those guys who his whole aesthetic, his whole presentation is I'm a political philosopher, and I'm a political guy who gives hot take. And it's just like when a guy like Jesse Lee comes to you and asks you these very direct, politically incorrect questions, a guy like Hassan isn't prepared for that because that's not the language he speaks. The language he speaks is political correctness and the things you would hear on MSNBC and shit like that. So when a guy like Jesse Lee Peterson just starts asking him about Islam, you just see Hassan get really uncomfortable because in his world, you don't talk about these things.
Nope. No, you don't.
You don't discuss the kind of stuff that he's getting asked. But at any rate, we're, like I said, we're right there. I'm just checking here to make sure that all of my shit is up and good to go, and I'm not getting emails from anyone saying, hey, it's not working or anything like that.
God, if Jesse asked me about the voting thing, too, do you think then, what's the next line of questioning? Okay, she votes. Okay, do you at least tell her how to vote? No. Well, she needs to leave then. I don't think Aaron and I line up. Aaron and I do not line up politically.
What?
I don't think we vote the same. And I certainly don't tell you how I vote unless it's
You don't
on,
think we vote
shit.
the same?
No. I've never voted for third party anything.
I didn't vote for third party this time around.
This time.
I voted
Man,
Libertarian last time around.
Jesus Christ, I would never.
I voted for Trump in 2016.
I voted for Trump twice.
Oh.
I don't know.
Didn't help.
Neither did yours.
There's the chair. We're just waiting for him to get back. Oh, shit. Oh, this is just fun.
Oh, get the chat out of there. What do you think he does on his breaks?
Lectures people on how to be better.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here he comes. We'll turn down the bumper a little bit here until fun. This is like being back in radio. I have a bumper.
Is it taking you back?
Yeah.
Jesse
Lee Peterson on YouTube. Oh, I should get the plugs ready.
Yes, you should.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
He has so many plugs, though, because he's got all sorts of shit.
Yeah. Instagram, Jesse Lee. Here, JesseLeePeterson.com will probably be the easiest one.
It'll cover everything.
Fallen State TV. JesseLeePeterson.com. Again, that's probably the easiest one. He's also got all kinds of books out there. New episodes every Friday on The Fallen State, the Jesse Lee Peterson show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time, 9 to noon Eastern, so that's 8 to 11 our time.
He's a preacher, too.
He had, there he is. Oh, there's the man. All right. He's coming in just a second here. Again, JesseLeePeterson.com. The Fallen State, new episodes every Friday. The Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 Pacific, 9 to noon Eastern. Let's see if we've got him. Jesse Lee, how are you, sir? Oh, is he there?
All right, folks, welcome back. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. So for we're doing a simulcast here to the callers. Just hold on. I'll get to you in a minute here. I'm doing a simulcast with the Steel Toe Morning Show. They wanted to interview me, ask me a few things. I'm like, okay, because our shows are on at the same time. And I'm like, well, let's do a cybercast. And so I'm on with Aaron M. Holtz and his wife, April.
Yes.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Jesse. We're really excited to have you, man. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
On our show, we're pretty big fans of yours. We've played a lot of your stuff over and over because it's some of the most legendary things. We recently went over your Dr. Phil appearance.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was hilarious. There's a whole, we're watching these people as you're speaking who have never heard a person speak like this before. Just so blunt and like usually even if someone says the things you do, they say them in a way that are just kind of like, well, I got to make sure that I don't upset too many people. And when you just come out and you're like, well, yeah, I think white people should be having more babies, and watching everybody's eyes just go gigantic. It's one of the greatest things. So the first question I actually wanted to ask you today was very simple. Where do you get the balls?
God gave them to me. But
there you go.
What happened was about 33 years ago, God took the spirit of anger away from me. And when he took the spirit of anger, because anger is evil, it's the nature of the devil. And anyone who has anger has fear. And so when I didn't know that was going to happen, but when he took the spirit of anger away, he also took away the children of the devil, like fear and doubt and worry, insecurity and stress and all that. It left me. So inside of me, I have no fear. I love what's right. And I know what's right is what's going to change America and keep it going in the right way. And so we got to overcome anger in order to have the courage to speak the truth.
That's really true. But, you know, you don't ever seem to get too discouraged because you say this is what's going to turn America around. I mean, we were just playing a clip a little bit ago on our show of a woman on TikTok, and I swear to God, she believed it. She goes, well, if you don't want to have relations with a trans person, then that makes you a bigot. It's not like preferring blonde hair. It's not like preferring short people. It's a bigotry, and you're evil and you're terrible.
Transphobic.
I think of it. We were watching it and we were like, I wish Jesse was coming on the show right when we were in the middle of this, because I'd be interested to get his take. How do you feel like the country's still going to get saved when you see stuff like that?
Well, you know, I've been saying on my show that I don't know if America will ever be America again. And the reason for that is America has allowed evil, which is anger, to be pushed as good. And most people would say it's okay to be angry. Everybody and their mama are angry. Anger is natural. You need anger to protect yourself. And so anger is being pushed as a religion now in this country. Whereas when I was growing up, love was being pushed to treat people the way you would like to be treated.
You're right.
To never judge, speak up, but don't hate, right?
Yeah.
And since the folks are afraid to speak up, and especially white people, they're afraid to speak up, and anger is being pushed as good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if America ever will be America again. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't be able to live in this country, those who overcome anger and are born of the Father.
Yeah.
You'll be able to live in this world, but you won't be affected by it inwardly because God is with you.
So
but
like,
I don't know if America will ever come back.
So saving America, you'd say then as a country may not be attainable anymore, but like saving the idea of it inside of like groups of like individuals and groups of people might still be possible.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that's what made America great, is that at one time we were individuals and we did not think as groups. And as a result, you didn't have victims the way you have now because we were individuals, and we have lost that individuality, and now we're groups. Well, I'm not a group, but there are groups, and that's why America falling apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it's crazy that you say that because like you watch like the internet obviously is a real like it's a breeding ground for anger and stuff like that. But you talk you talk about victimhood. It's almost like we've placed it. It's almost like being in a store, like a certain piece of clothing is being pushed really hard. So then people really want it and its value goes up. I feel the same way with victimhood right now. Like people have put like a value on you being a victim, whereas being a victim before was something you fought. You didn't want to be it. You didn't want people to see you as that. You didn't want them to look down on you. But now there's a movement where being a victim now gives you a badge and it scores you points and it makes you free from criticism and stuff like that. It's wild, man.
Well, you do these people do make a lot of money and perceive power off creating victims. You have the so-called civil rights movement, which was the worst thing that, other than abortion, that has ever happened to America, especially to black folks. And the so-called civil rights leaders, they work overtime to keep the blacks believing that they are victims, that there's such a thing as white supremacy or racism, and that they just can't make it because of that. And so when the civil rights movement convinced the blacks to stay in that hellhole that they live in, they make a lot of money off that. They get money from the government.
Yeah.
They get perceived power and wealth. They're able to live in nice neighborhoods because they keep the blacks there. They're using the poor in order to stay rich for themselves.
Right.
And that's happening with the women's movement, abortion movement, the homosexual movement. They're keeping these people victims because they make money from it.
Right. Well, and the goalposts seem to keep moving too. We were talking about this when we were talking about the trans thing, but I think it's applicable to all these groups that, like, as soon as you point out, like, hey, you know, we've made this amount of progress in this many years, or we've made this amount of progress in this many years, all of a sudden those people that you said that want to live in the nice houses, they find a new grift, they find a new hustle, and they go, well, no, the victimhood is actually this, and they like crank up the dial and lower the barrier as to what a victim is, and they just get to keep the thing going. It's you gotta kind of not admire it, but you gotta be kind of impressed that they've been able to keep that machine going.
Yeah. And they have, but I blame the individual because as adults, we're responsible for our lives. We're responsible to overcome. And if you make up for whatever reason, a decision that you're going to turn your life over to someone else to lead it, it's your fault that you get what you get. I used to, when I moved to LA, it did happen when I was growing up in Alabama, but I moved to LA when I was 18 and I started listening to the so-called civil rights leaders, Jesse Jackson and Louis Farrakhan and all those people. And I fell for the lie that racism existed and it was hard on the black man in America. And my life went to hell in a handbasket. And it wasn't until I started to question things. All right, so if white people are holding black people down, why is it that the blacks who are pushing this are doing so well? Louis Farrakhan living behind a gated community, Jesse Jackson and children going to the best schools, getting the best jobs, the NAACP making buku money off the black. I'm like, why are the white people holding them back? And that's when I start to see that we have been lied to.
So, like,
because I took charge of my own life.
Right, and that individualism thing is really key to that, and I feel like it's a hard sell because a lot of people naturally want to have like a support group, but I mean, if you can kind of be self-sufficient, that support group kind of becomes yourself in a way. One thing I wanted to ask you about the civil rights thing. Has there ever at any time in the civil rights movement in America, has there been someone who you would look at and go, okay, that guy wasn't hustling. That guy was trying to teach something better, and maybe that was productive? Other than yourself, of course, Jesse.
There's not one that come to mind that was part of the civil rights movement.
Okay.
There's not one that come to mind at this point. Because the civil rights movement was a socialist movement. It was about taking control of the blacks in order to use them for personal gain.
Okay.
And because prior to that, black people thought for themselves for the most part. They did for themselves. They were not, even in Alabama, on the plantation I lived on, they were not blaming the whites, as I said. They knew it was a battle between good and evil. And there were decent white people and black people. There were bad white people and bad black people because of the spiritual battle. And so the blacks worked hard. They bought land. Yeah. They had family. They didn't rely on anyone. So at this point, I can't think of anyone that meant well toward the blacks.
It's big business now too. Like you were saying, there's so much money in it now. So like the people, you notice now, like especially people like you, who speak out so brazenly against it. These people will demean you. They'll say all kinds of nasty things to not even to diminish your point, but like to like make people think you don't matter. So what you say doesn't need to be listened to. Do you think a lot of that's because of like the bubble is so big now? There got to be so much money in it that they're going to fight harder and harder and demonize more and more people just simply because the financial motive, if they lose, is so daunting to them?
Well, that is happening, and absolutely, that's the reason, one of the reasons. But the primary reason is that, as I said earlier, our battle is a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil, and you got to have evil fighting against good. Those who are on the side of evil are going to try to stop those who are on the side of good, and that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to work for the devil because the devil is their daddy. And those who are of God will work for God because God is their daddy. Yeah. And if you don't give into the devil, he cannot defeat you. He has no power, and he cannot stop those who love what's right with all their heart, soul, and might, right? And just don't identify with that. Just live your life loving what's right, and God will guide you. So they're doing their job. They're supposed to stop it.
Yeah.
We are not supposed to allow that to happen by giving it to them.
Yeah.
Don't resent them. They cannot help it because the devil is their daddy. They're doing what they're supposed to do, promote evil.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes it seem a lot less like overwhelming to hear you say like, oh, just do it on an individual level. I feel like if that message got to more people, they would feel a little more comfortable, saying what they want to say, doing what they want to do. Because everyone now, I mean, you got to, like, even the good side, you talk about God and the devil. I feel like even that God side still feels like it needs groups. And when you get in groups, you kind of sacrifice your opinion. You sacrifice like when you want to stand out on your own and do that whole thing. So like this whole God and the devil thing, do we run the risk, like even if the quote unquote God side ends up winning, could it then transition and become a group that becomes the next oppressive thing that just keeps people down? Like if you forget the individualism part.
If you're truly, truly born again of God, I'm not talking about the Bible thumper kind of born.
Right.
I'm not talking about the man or the woman who goes down to the front of the church and accept Jesus, Lord and Savior, right? That's group thinking. But if you've been born again of the Spirit of God and you've overcome, your heart has been changed from the nature of the devil to the nature of God, which is perfect love, there's no way that you can become a groupie. It's just not in your nature. You don't need it. You don't want it. You see what's wrong with it. So it would be impossible for that to turn into a groupie mentality.
I want to ask.
It won't happen.
I want to ask you something about like when the cameras turn off on some of these interviews you do. We have had a lot of fun with your discussion with Hassan Piker in the past. When he absolutely just was shocked that you would even ask him about anything about Islam, or because he's not used to that kind of stuff. When these interviews are over, whether it's Dr. Phil or Hassan or these people who might disagree with you, what's their approach towards you afterwards? Like, are they cordial? Are they a little shocked? Because you're a blunt dude, and a lot of these people aren't used to that.
Well, I can see on their faces that they're very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But they put on a fake smile and a fake niceness, just to get me out of the studio.
They're cordial.
Yeah.
They're nice until Jesse leaves and they go, that guy is out of his goddamn mind.
I know. They're like, what the? But no, I understand it too. And I don't take it personally because I know for sure and without a doubt that it's a spiritual battle.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You
those
trust in
who
it.
love God has the power to defeat the devil that's in others, because the devil has no power. These people who join groups and who call you different names and who attack you and all that, they have no power.
Right.
And if you don't give in to the attacks and you don't take it personally, there's nothing that can stop you.
Well, and that's where you get back to your point. I thought it was a beautiful point about anger just being fear. And I think that's where the name calling and all that stuff comes from. There's no point. There's no righteousness to what they're saying. There's just, hey, I'm going to project my fear onto you, so hopefully you'll be scared too and shut up.
It's true. Whenever,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Whenever
You don't possess that fear, Jesse.
no.
And no one will, if they overcome the nature of the devil, you will not have fear, because perfect love casts out fear.
Yeah.
That's why you must go and forgive so that God can forgive you. And he would change your nature. He would give you a clear mind. He would change your heart from anger to love. And you would never judge your fellow man, because you would see, you'll be honest, you'll speak up, but you won't judge them because you would see that it's not them that, but it's the spirit of evil that made a home in them, and they can't help themselves. So it's not personal.
Changing gears a little bit and making this a little more personal to April and I, we have on our soundboard here on our show, because we do kind of a comedy show. You talked to the Revenge of the Cis guys a while back. It's kind of a show more in that vein. We have a few drops here of you that we absolutely love, and I think my favorite Jesse drop would have to be easily this one.
Beta!
It's my favorite thing. We've watched the compilation video where people call in and they're ready to make a big point, and then you just interrupt them when they say that. You go, beta! And we had to wonder, our audience has been asking all day. They're like, oh, Aaron, watch out. Jesse Lee's coming on the show. He's not going to like that you do a show with your wife. You're going to get a beta out of Jesse Lee. So I got to ask you, is hosting a show with your wife beta?
Well, let me ask this first, and then I can respond to that.
Okay.
And I want to respond. Are you the head of your wife?
April, am I the head of my wife?
No, don't ask her. I'm
You're
asking
right.
you.
You're right. I'm going to get a
What
beta
the-
now.
That was
Oh, shit.
Beta.
All right.
that was beta.
I will say this. The company, yes, I am the CEO of the company that puts on this show.
I'm not even on the business. So
And so are you the head of your wife?
Yes, in that regard.
No, are you the head of your wife?
Yes.
And April, do you obey your husband?
usually.
Uh-oh.
Do you obey your husband?
Yes.
Do you obey your husband?
I think so.
Oh, shoot.
I have a little bit of individuality going on here, which I think you'd be okay with, but I think, yes, I have a good role in this house, if that makes sense.
And so you're not sure if you obey him or not?
I guess, what are the parameters on that?
Jesse's going to yell beta. He's not going to let you go with these half answers. Yeah, see, he's not going to let you go with these half answers.
Oh, no.
He needs a yes or no, and it needs to be confident. You can see him. He's leaning forward. He's got his BS
Well, I'm trying
detector
to think
out.
here. I'm like a hunter-gatherer person. I go out and do the food
He's going
stuff.
to yell beta.
You know?
Beta! So let me ask, April, when you wake up in the morning sometime or your husband Aaron get home and you're sitting there at the board and he's running the show and won't let you speak and you get angry, how does he deal with that when he see that you're angry?
Can I tell you something? I don't get angry because I know that it's his show to run, and that's my honest answer.
Oh.
And how about home life when you're angry at home about nothing? He see that you're irritated. How does he deal with that?
I think usually I get yelled at a little bit.
No, I wouldn't say yelled at.
I don't know if I'm ever angry about nothing.
When she's angry about something, Jesse, I try to pull her out of it. It's not that big of a deal. Although I would say recently I've changed that a little bit and gone to more like, hey, it's okay, it's gonna be all right. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't know if I'm doing it alpha or beta. I'll yield to you. And how
when you
should
say
that?
angry about something, is there one thing in life that you should be angry about? Either one of you?
Ooh.
Me? Angry?
Either one of you. Is there one thing in life, because both of you said when she's angry about something.
Yeah.
Is there one thing in life that can ever happen to you that you should be angry about?
I think the correct way to answer that, because I did grow up a Christian woman, I know that you're not supposed to have anger inside of you. I know you're not supposed to allow that to get to you. I do think that it can get the best of you sometimes, and I know that's not right. So I guess to answer your question, there's nothing you should be angry about, and I think we all fail at it a lot.
And so how about you, Aaron? Do you think there's ever a time that you should be angry?
Should be no. There are times where I
Is
definitely.
there anything in life that happens to you or anyone else that you should ever get angry about?
No, absolutely not. Life is very, very good, and you shouldn't be angry. Anger seems like pettiness and fear when it happens.
It's evil. It's pure evil. So, April, do you want to live a life of no anger?
Yes. I'd prefer to live without anger.
Do you believe it's possible?
I do if you work hard enough at it. Yes.
Are you guys able to? I got to take a quick break. Can you hold on for a minute?
I would love to hold on, Jess.
Okay. All right. Let me take a break. We're at the top of the hour. And then I'll answer the question about the anger thing.
All right.
888-7753-773. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. One more hour to go. Open line Friday. Back in a moment.
All right, and we're live with Jesse Lee Peterson right now. Jesse's going to take a little break, so we'll go down a little bit. I think Jesse's about to have some real fun with us.
Oh man,
this is.
Look, three-way things here get complicated sometimes,
Right.
so I was kind of letting you two just.
Well, I was kind of throwing it over to you.
I was waiting for him to get it back over here.
I was throwing it over to you.
I definitely feel like it's about to get interesting.
It's interesting because it's kind of going through an epiphany both of us have had recently. So like Jesse's kind of leading us into like where we're going in terms of, and for me it's anger. It's like getting mad at stuff. When he started talking about anger being fear, I went, holy shit, April and I like just talked about this very concept like a day ago.
It's personal.
We talked about how we were like, oh man, I get angry at this stuff and I'm not even mad at it. I'm just scared and I can't admit it. And she's like, yeah, you just get mad at stuff and you're afraid. But instead of, he's right.
You typically tend to like deal with things you're afraid of or challenged by a little more hostile-esque than I do.
I like to say I used to, because I feel like once you kind of understand that and once you get that, you then kind of get on that road to not doing that anymore. And I would say for a good week for me, it's what he's been saying has rung very true for me for about a week. And it's just something that's got it. And I'll tell you this, if you guys have ever thought about it, letting go of that anger when you're scared, it does make you feel lighter. Like it makes you feel less stressed. And it gives you a lot more, it feels like a weight's lifted off your shoulder.
Well, you want to try to be happy as often as possible, that's for sure.
Exactly.
I think where I'm going to struggle with him a little bit, and I already did, was that, he's talking about how we need to all be individuals and stuff like that. But then when it comes to somebody in my position as a woman, I'm not supposed to be an individual in my own home. I'm supposed to be obeying you and like a subordinate to you and things like that. So it's hard for me to sit there and answer him like, oh, do you obey your husband? Like, well, that's almost a shitty thing to be asked because I'm supposed to be an individual, am I not?
Right. But isn't that kind of the problem? You're trying to answer the question the way he thinks you want to answer.
That's exactly it. I don't feel that my answer from my own honest answer would be what he's looking for.
Yeah.
So
and
because no, I'm not here to obey my husband. I'm here to exist and be a part in a home.
Like April and I kind of work together on house, hanging out, kids, business, the whole deal. And we want to say that, but we don't want to be shouted beta.
No, I think it's happened a few times. It's fine. The sting has worn off.
The sting has worn off,
I think
beta.
I expected it.
Yeah.
So.
Captain says, is he actually on the radio? Did you just swear on radio? What they told us was just keep it YouTube friendly. And we'll be okay.
YouTube TOS.
Reverend Bob does say, obey the man and be happy.
All right, so I'm in the wrong here.
Shitty McPoopy Pants says, I give my wife the switch if she disobeys my word. Brittany says, I obey my husband.
See, I can't. If I'm being honest, no, I don't go by that. I absolutely don't live my life by, okay, did I obey my husband today? That's not how I work.
LM12 is saying JLP chat is hilarious if you're not Aaron. Uh-oh. I'm getting called beta. I'm getting called beta big time with Jesse Lee.
No, I think this is fun. This is going to be good.
Yeah. We're going to...
Man, can you imagine if we brought up anything with like your mom and shit? Like how that all went down?
That would be a very long show.
I think brutal almost. Like, he's the type of person you go to with the hard shit because he'll give it to you the way that needs to be said that nobody else will say.
Well, should we mention it and see what he thinks?
I don't know.
What do you think?
We could.
We talked about it on the show enough. Like, we could.
I don't know.
Bring it up to Jesse, see what he thinks.
I'm not making that call. All right. I'm absolutely not making that call.
All right. Yeah, apparently in Jesse Lee's chat, it's I'm definitely a beta.
Are you beta?
In Jesse Lee's chat, yeah. It's
God,
hard.
I don't know, because like by Jesse's standards, it might be like I'm not obeying my role as a woman here because I go out hunting and fishing, and that's considered like man shit too. I don't know.
I think Jesse, I think Jesse's standards are very high.
Yes.
That's why it's very hard to, like, you don't get to where he is and like the attitude he has by like compromising it ever.
Yeah. I don't know.
So it's really difficult. Jesse, that Triple N says Jesse's old school for sure.
He is, and I don't know what's gonna happen the more I keep like answering him with like honesty and shit like that. I don't know if he's going like suddenly his chat's probably gonna turn on me and be like, okay, well clearly she's a problem and he needs to get rid of her and find a truly subordinate wife, of course.
Yeah, so. Apparently I'm not gonna go look at Jesse Lee's chat because I've already been told that Aaron is very much a beta.
I don't think we were looking at our chat the whole time either. You could have it open in case they have questions, but
it's moving a little fast though.
Okay.
As far as, but we're gonna have Jesse Lee back on in about a minute here, and we're gonna we kind of jumped around a lot more than I wanted to. I had some things I wanted to get to, but we've kind of touched on all of them.
I got some weird shit that I feel like he's got preconceived too. Like when he said, like when Aaron's over here running the board and running the show and not letting you talk. So does that mean that typically in his home, like the woman's not allowed to talk, and the woman's just angry about things?
No, he's using that as an example.
You know what I mean?
No, he's using that as an example of what might make you angry.
I don't know that I've ever been angry about that. Like a little bit ago, before it did get thrown over to like dynamics over here, I'm going to get out of your way so you two can have the conversation, and that doesn't anger me, I guess.
Bob says, "Why is April talking back to you?"
You know what, Bob? Give me a solid next time you see me.
No, it's really interesting, like Jesse talking about this stuff, because it's conversations I've been having, and it is kind of fun. I will tell you this: it's fun to realize, it's not fun to realize that you're like, holy shit, every time I'm angry, it's basically fear, and you got to just either admit you're afraid or don't be afraid of the thing, and it's that part sucks. Is like realizing you've been doing it that way for so long. But then fixing it and behaving differently, you go, oh, shit, that does feel better. It's like finding out you've been wearing ill-fitting shoes for a long time, and you finally try on a pair that fits, and you go, oh, shit, that's fantastic.
Am I going to be a beta for being like a step parent and shit like that too?
I don't know.
I don't know if we bring that up.
Truthfully, the guys were talking a while, and we didn't hear your voice. It was a question if it bothered you.
Me? No. When there's an interview going on, it's hard to be a third person. It's cleaner if there's two people talking.
All right. Jesse's about to come back on. We'll have Jesse Lee Peterson here. JesseLeePeterson.com for all of Jesse's stuff, his YouTube channel, the whole deal.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of Get It Off Your Chest Friday. Express yourself. My biblical question, and by the way, you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question, is it good to let the world betray you? Is it good to let the world betray you? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com. And if you're out and about anywhere in the world, working out or relaxing at the beach or whatever, you can listen to the show by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Follow us, ring the bell, hit the like button. We are on cozy.tv/JLP and rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. So I'm moving a little faster because we're doing a simulcast and taking calls and everything. It's Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Day. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything
Jesse's
you
got a
say
whole show
about
he's gotta do.
black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a great alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
We are just minutes
there
away
we
from
go.
the 2-year anniversary of the January 6th attack.
I'm begging and pleading, literally begging for assistance from my men and women. Hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You guys are patriots. Look at this guy. He's got permanent blood. God bless him. Any chance I could get you guys to leave this anyway?
Wait, I'll be making sure I ain't disrespecting the place.
One woman in a pink MAGA shirt yelled, "You hear that, guys? He's voted for Joe Biden." One officer told me he had never, and in his entire 40 years of life, been called a to his face. And that streak ended on January 6th.
The police here are willing to work with us and cooperate peacefully.
I love you guys, your brothers, but we can't be disrespectful.
I don't know how much we can talk if we're coming through on. I don't want to come through on there. I was going to die. Thing.
An encounter with the third kind because she wasn't at the building at the time. I'm doing a simulcast, and we're going to get to your calls. I know it's the last hour with Steel the Steel Toe Morning Show. And so they invited me to be a guest on their show, but our shows are on at the same time. So we decided to do it by way of do a simulcast here. I have with me Aaron M. Holt and his wife, April M. Holt. And thank you guys again for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you, Jesse.
Yes.
Not only that, it kind of like my question about hosting a show with my wife kind of turned into the dynamic swung. It then became
bigger.
Jesse's interview and kind of inquisition because I asked if I was
Beta
or not, and I can tell that while I'm working on myself and April's working on herself, it sounds like we got some work to do.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to do that, and then I'll let you ask me.
All right.
But April, I asked before the break, did you want to overcome the anger? Do you believe that you live on earth in perfect peace?
I think you can with enough effort, and I would like to get there. I know it's a big struggle sometimes. So.
And why do you think it's a struggle?
I think we are so overstimulated by so many things every day that we allow that stress to creep in and we don't deal with it healthy anymore. And I think that comes a lot from watching other, like you say, groups deal with things a certain way. And then you feel that if you deal with it in your own way, that's not healthy anymore. That's not acceptable. And then suddenly when you're not accepted, that breeds more anger and it's all just a spiral. I think it's very overwhelming sometimes.
Well, I want you to know, as a living witness, I'm not talking about what somebody said or what I read or what I heard. I want you to know you can live right here on earth in perfect peace, never bother about what someone else thinks or says, never caught up with stress. Stress would be on the outside of you, never on the inside, and you can have perfect peace on earth. It's possible for those who forgive. You got to forgive your mother and return to your father.
Okay.
Have you forgiven your mother?
I hate to ask, but for what specifically? I'm always a little confused.
Impose her will on you.
I guess I haven't.
Wow.
Why not?
How do you go about something like that?
When you see that that's what happened, and you get to know yourself, and you know that the fear and the stress and the worry and the stuff you have, she has it too. And when you were a little girl and she imposed her will on you, she made you angry and you became like her. You're not yourself. That spirit that's in her is now in you. And when you see that, I can't help myself. I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be stressful. Then you will realize she doesn't want to be that way either. She couldn't help herself. Her mother did it to her. And you would go and apologize for resenting her. Hey, mother, I realize now you couldn't help yourself. I see what I'm like. I can't help myself. I'm sorry for resenting you. And God will forgive you. And he would take that spirit away from you and you would be free.
God, that sounds relieving. I have had, this is going to sound funny, I guess. I have had similar conversations with my mother about things like that before when something in life has her completely overwhelmed and it's running over into the household and stuff, like you said, when I was growing up. And I did make attempts on occasion, like how much better would it be if you didn't have to live this way and things like that. Yeah. And it does help for a short period of time. So
well, go and apologize for resenting her, because anger is resentment. Is anger is destructive. It's not of God and it's not of you. And just apologize for resenting her. Don't apologize for anything that happened growing up, but you resented her. And don't ask for forgiveness, because women don't forgive. And just apologize for resenting her, playing God, and God will forgive you, and your whole world will change just like that.
Okay. I can give that a shot.
And you're going to be afraid.
Yes.
But it'll be the last time you will ever have to shake in your boots.
Okay.
What do you think about that, Aaron?
I got to tell you, a lot of the things you've been saying about anger and fear and all that stuff have really been hitting with me because, we've got 3 kids. I've definitely come from a father who could be pretty angry at times. And then when you have, the show, the business, and then there's kids in the house, and, I can get angry. And recently April and I had a conversation, and I had maybe like a Jesse Lee style epiphany where I said to her, I go, every time I've been angry about something, it's always because I'm afraid that you're not, feeling well, and I want to help you feel better. And I'm afraid that I can't help, and I'm afraid about, and I went, oh my God, that's all. Instead of me going to people and saying, hey, I care about you guys, I just want to make sure you're all right, I got angry. And for the last week or so, I've been going with, well, just go to these people and care for them and care about them and help them along instead of trying to drag them to where you need to be. And I will tell you, Jesse, not having that anger, not letting the things you're afraid of be manifest in anger, but rather letting them be manifest in love has been I was saying this while you were on break. It's been a massive weight on my shoulders. I literally feel lighter, and I feel more respectful and loving towards the people in my life.
But your wife and your children will get better when you get better.
Yes.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
I will say this. Absolutely not. That is something that needs to be done.
And so how do you expect to help your wife get better if you haven't overcome your mother?
For us, we've talked about this on the show before. It's my mother and my father being disrespectful of the wife. So my loyalty was to my wife and how she was treated. And so that's kind of an ongoing thing. And I've asked my parents numerous times, I go, why don't you say you're sorry? Why don't you apologize? Why don't you make this right? And I haven't gotten that response. So both of us are kind of stuck on that.
But that's not the way it goes. You should forgive your mother for turning away from your father, and forgive your father for not protecting you. He was weak. He can't handle your mother. And once you forgive them, then you will see how to deal with them in a perfect way. If that means keeping them away from your family until they learn how to treat them in the right way. But they're not going to do it until you do it with the right spirit. You're afraid to tell them the truth. And so they still keep invading upon your family. You got to forgive your mother, man. What the?
Wow.
What the?
Well, Jesse, Jesse, I think if I did that, I think I would feel amazing.
You would feel amazing. You would be amazing.
Yeah.
And your wife, she's never going to respect you until you overcome your mother and you can deal with her in a perfect way. Your wife hates you because you're weak.
Well, and my whole thing with that was my strength, what I felt was the strength, was just cutting them off and telling them, like, look, here's the rules. You do this. You don't cross this line. You cross that line. You're out. And that was.
But you'll be able to do that with perfect love.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying that's what I did. I went, you guys, look, you did this. You're out. You're out. And that, I kind of cut them out. That's exactly what I did. Yep. They crossed the line.
You must forgive though, because the same thing that your father and mother went through, you and April are going to go through the same thing, because your spirit has not changed from your mother's spirit to God's spirit, to your father's spirit.
Okay.
It's the spirit of it. You're just going to repeat the same cycle from generation to generation. April, one last question about that, and then we'll move on. When you were growing up and you were asking your father to help you deal with your mother, what would he say?
Largely, honestly, this did happen a lot.
You didn't think it was going here, did you?
No, I really appreciate this. Largely, the hand on the shoulder thing, and he's just like, that's just kind of how she is. Don't listen to that stuff. She's just having a hard time, and it's more of like the calming, like, don't go down her road type of thing. Don't get angry back at her. Just take a break, take a step away, and she'll be better in a little bit. That was largely the response I got.
So he didn't help you deal with it then. He didn't protect you from her. Forgive your father. Go and forgive your father. He a beta. He was mad.
Okay.
He was married to his mother because you become attracted to what you hate. Okay. And you're attracted to the spirit that you hate, right?
Yeah.
And so forgive your father. He can deal with her because he's married to his mama. He has not forgiven his mother. So he was afraid of her. And so forgive him for being a beta.
Okay.
Wow.
Amazing.
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 Kind of in the same vein, referring to Aaron's parents mostly. In my position, how do you learn to just let go when somebody has wronged you? Like, I've been wronged in the worst of ways, in my opinion, by people close to him and stuff. How do I just let that go and not let it affect my life?
I promise you, once you forgive them, they know not what they do. they're wrong, forgive them, you naturally let go. You'll be done with them.
Okay.
You will wish them well, but you will have no other choice but to be done with them, and you will be free.
So
and
now
you'll be able to tell them why.
So now my thing about me being done with them and cutting them off, you're saying that I skipped a step. The cutting them off thing is fine for what they did, but I skipped a step in between.
Right, because they're still ruling, even though they're not around.
Yes.
Their spirit is still with you, so they're still controlling you.
That is completely true.
So the two of us together have been waiting, I believe, both of us have been waiting for an apology.
For almost
You're saying
2 years.
instead we shouldn't wait for the apology. Just give the forgiveness, but don't let them back in because of what they... So basically, forgive, don't forget.
Yeah, no, well, you should apologize for resenting them for what they did because they couldn't help it, right?
Okay.
And God will forgive you, and you don't need an apology from them. You're saying, I'm wrong for judging you for what you've done. I'm sorry for resenting you. And if they want to apologize for what they've done, that's on them. But if they don't, that's on them. You guys will be able to go and live your life.
That's a brilliant point. Holy shit.
Right.
That's, sorry if we're on the my apologies. No, that's some heavy stuff, Jesse. Wow, that's pretty good because I took the step of, the natural step that I think most men would take is, well, unfortunately, most men wouldn't take this step. They'd try to find a way to find a middle ground. But to me, the step I wanted to make was, when my mother and father were incredibly disrespectful, was nope, you're cut off. The access is denied. I stand with my wife, so on and so forth. We're a team. We're together. But and that to me feels like that's the finality. That's the cutoff. But you're saying that no, it can't be that easy.
Right, because they still rule because you still have the same spirit that they have.
Sure.
You want to overcome the spirit, and so that you can be guided by the spirit of perfect love instead of that spirit of anger. And you still, as I said, you'll be done with them, and because you'll be free, you'll be a free man, and she'll be a free woman, your wife will, and you guys will work together as one because there will be no competition anymore. It'll be one serving the same Father, which is the Spirit of God. And so once again, don't ask for forgiveness. You forgive them. And if they don't apologize, it's okay.
All right.
As long as you don't resent them, that's on them. If they don't want to apologize, they have to suffer with that.
I hear you. Okay.
And once you truly forgive, you will forget. You will not remember.
It's damn interesting you say that. And I've been saying this to April lately about me, reacting more with love than fear in the last few weeks here. It's interesting you say that because I've always been telling April about my parents. I've been saying, hey, they're still they're still angry and they won't apologize and they're this and that. So we're better off because we're above it and this and that. You're saying until you are magnanimous, you can't just say, I cast you into hell, you're done, you're out. That's not the thing that brings you peace. You're saying the thing that brings you peace is not only am I done, but I also forgive you. I'm not holding any grudges. I'm not holding any animosity. Now you can, I won't say sit in judgment because I know, you don't want to sit in judgment of other people, but you can then feel comfortable in the fact that, look, I did everything. If they don't want to do it, we're at peace. We're fine.
Again, once you apologize for resenting them for what they've done, everything else will become clear. You'll just be free. It will be nothing to think about.
Sure.
You'll be free.
Okay. Wow.
You will just totally be free and you can live your life. You're not yourself yet. You are them. You're not you. You've been recreated in the image of your parents.
Okay.
And you're not yourself. So that's why the cycle goes on from generation to generation to generation. But once you forgive, now you have a brand new heart. Salvation is of the heart. So now you're married. You have your own family. You start a new generation, a generation of love instead of a generation of hate. And your kids would never have to go through what the both of you have gone through with your parents. But if you don't forgive them, and forgiveness is to say, I'm sorry for resenting you.
Yeah.
I realize now you can help yourself. And God will forgive. And that's what forgiveness is. It's not apologizing the other way. Go ahead.
I'm not even sure how to approach these people. I know, like, cutting them out, like, that's obviously why it's not enough. I don't know how to be in the same room with these people. If I hear they're going to be in the same room as me, my day is over.
I think what
I'm
Jesse's saying
wrecked.
is once you forgive them or forgive yourself for resenting them, then their existence almost becomes immaterial.
How do you go about approaching these people to do that, though? Like for
shaking
me,
in your boots.
you do go scared. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, because you're eliminating the fear.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And once you face them and apologize for resenting them, the fear would disappear. You would no longer ever have to shake again. And if you do end up in a room with them down the road somewhere in life, you wouldn't be bothered by it at all.
Okay.
And you're going to be shocked that you can be in the same room and not moved by anything they say or do, and you would be yourself.
What a
If you
relief
need
that
to-
would be.
You will be able to speak up if you need to. If you don't, you don't. But you will not be moved by it inwardly at all.
I'll tell you this, Jesse. I thought this interview was going to be you calling us betas and us talking about how the country's falling apart. But you're goddamn good at touching a nerve there, Jess.
We needed this.
But the only way we're going to change the country, we got to change the hearts and the minds of the people. We got to turn their hearts and mind back to perfect love rather than anger. And once that happens, the country will change when the people change.
All right. Well, I did want to mention one other thing. I know that you've got a show to do today, and we've got to wrap up in a couple of minutes here. Yep. I mentioned your Revenge of the Sis interview. One clip we loved of that April and I cannot stop mentioning to each other, and we laugh so hard, is, and this is kind of crystallizes what we love about you and your approach and how you talk to people. You looked right at Mersh out of nowhere after he was done answering a question. You looked right at him. You said, "What's wrong with black people?" You just asked a white guy right then. You know, white people are terrified to talk about race in general. I mean, we don't know if we're going to get fired. I know. So you go right to this white guy and you go, "What's wrong with black people?" I got to ask you, what kind of answer are you hoping to get out of someone when you ask them a question like that?
Well, I really ask in hopes to encourage them to see themselves, to see that they have fear and that they are afraid to stand up for what is right. Because once you see yourself, once you see what's going on inside of you, then you will start to change. When you can see what's wrong with you, you start to change. So when I ask that, I'm hoping, especially, but not only with white folks, I want them to see that they're losing their country due to fear, the fear of being called racist, the fear of losing something. They have put material things and a fake personality before what is right. And if white people don't stand up and speak up, we will quickly become in South Africa, where the whites over there were afraid to speak up to the blacks. And then the blacks took over South Africa, and now they are killing the whites, raping them. They have defunded the police. The whites have no protection. They go to the land. And that is happening in America because white folks won't stand up in their own country. So I'm hoping that the person would see their own fear and start to overcome it before it's too late.
Yeah. No, and it is amazing. You know, it's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's, you talk about the fear and everything like that. And I feel like when white people specifically talk about race, you're always going to get a dishonest discussion because I think it always starts with a fear that they don't naturally have. Our natural inclination is just to answer a question, be honest, express ourselves. That fear, and you talked about this being a business earlier, that fear is so deeply programmed. And so many of us, if we went to public school, if you watch television, you're on the internet or whatever, there's that programming that's there to implant these fears in you that makes it that much harder to push through and get to that honest conversation.
Fear of
Absolutely.
judgment.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And that's why you gotta, because as I said before, the spirit of fear is the nature of the devil. It's not you. Paul said in the Bible, the things I want to do, I can't, that are good. The things I don't want to do, I do. And I realize it's not me, but it's the spirit that made a home in me. Satan has made a home in the imagination. That's why God said, bring all thoughts into captivity. All thoughts and all emotions are lies. They're of the devil. They're not you. That's the ego nature that will die once you return to the spirit of the Father. The light will kill the darkness. And so, and you're right. Once you overcome that spirit, which is in the thoughts are all lies all the time about anything because they're of the devil. you will be free from all that mess.
Yeah. Jesse, this has been an amazing time with you.
Amazing.
Yes, this has been a lot of fun, and we're going to try to be less beta and take a lot of the things into account that you said today. It was a lot of fun. We appreciate it. And I did hear during your break, my audience was nice enough to come to me and say, "Oh boy, Jesse's chat right now is real. You guys are beta to Jesse's chat." I'm going to tell Jesse's fans right now, we love you guys. You're fantastic.
Yes, we do.
Right on.
We're big fans of Jesse, and the way you talk, Jesse, and just the stuff you're willing to just throw out there and put out there. It is. And today you've been very inspirational, I think. So I appreciate the time you've given us today, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
I'd love to
Absolutely.
catch up
Well,
again.
forgive my fans for being that way. They can't help it. Aaron, do you forgive April, do you forgive Aaron for being weak now that you understand? For being beta?
Yeah, I think I can.
Yeah, forgive him. It's not, it's his fault that if he doesn't overcome it as an adult, but his parents did that to him.
That I believe. I've seen that before.
And that way you don't pass that on to the children.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And that's a big one for
Very
me.
important.
Yeah. Amazing.
Amazing.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to have you guys on my show one day soon. That's amazing.
Yes,
I'd love to, buddy. Thank you very much. And JesseLeePeterson.com for our audience for everything Jesse related. That's the easiest way to find all of it.
Thank you.
And it's the Steel Toe Morning Show.
Yes.
Check it out, folks. And thank you guys, and Happy New Year.
You
Happy
too,
New
Jesse.
Year.
Thank you, sir.
All right, now.
There he goes. Jesse Lee Peterson throwing down. It is so weird that he had that conversation because you and I just had this same conversation. And we were talking about like eureka moments where you go like, holy shit, I didn't realize I've been doing this and now I can start doing this. But like with that parent thing, it was like, oh shit.
You got close earlier this week. You said, I think my dad takes over me sometimes.
Yeah, it
you
is.
said
No,
it several times.
Not got close. I got there. Like
So-
I put the pieces together. So he's absolutely right in that regard. But the fucked up thing is, I thought when I went, that's my lady, that's my wife, you guys are fucking out. I went, there you go. Took out the trash, but he's right. You gotta place yourself. You can't let that energy in. You gotta go, hey, look, guys. It's weird because I've done that previously in life where you go, hey, you know what? I forgive you, even if you don't say you're sorry. You know what? I forgive you. Go on with your life.
And I mean, I certainly haven't forgiven them. Like, what is it? The opposite of love isn't hate; it's indifference. Like,
right.
I absolutely hate them.
Right.
For what they've done. I hate them. So even just like cutting them out of our lives has not done anything to help me. And I
Right.
mean that because anytime it comes up or anything, it is like an internal fucking boiling.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help anything. And that's anybody who wrongs you.
And
that badly.
he's right. Whether it's your parents, my parents, whatever. Like your parents haven't done anything. Well, maybe to you when you were a kid and stuff.
Yes.
But you can't just move
Nobody's
on.
innocent.
You can't just move on from it. He's right. You got to break that. You got to snap it in two. And, instead of a family tree, when the branch is big enough, you got to break it and plant your own tree.
What a weirdly exhausting week this has been.
Right? What a strange. I did not see it going that way. All I
didn't
wanted to
either.
know was if we were beta.
I feel like I thought that was going to be funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. That did not. It's like he somehow looked at us and like read the room
Yeah.
somehow. I don't know how that
Well,
happened.
no, I think he probably what it is like he said, it's everybody. This is an everybody issue.
It is. Everybody has these same things going on.
Everybody has this issue. In fact, a lot of people in the chat probably saw it start as, he's talking about Aaron and April, and then as the conversation went, I went, holy shit, they're talking about
It
me.
fit the bill. Like
Well,
everyone's
I'll tell
got
you
something.
why. You know how everyone has that feeling when they get into a tough spot where you're like, why does this always happen? Everyone goes, why does this always happen? Well, I think he just gave you the reason. Because you're not yourself. You're something someone else did. Basically, you're programmed. Like all that fear and that
you
anger.
are the thing that's been done to you until you let it go.
Right.
Yeah.
Him saying that anger, this is something I said to you earlier this week, that anger is fear and fear is poison. And until you don't give in to that fear and you let all that shit go and realize it's not an ally, you're a lot better off.
Look at all the shit that fear ruins.
Yeah, it's nasty business. That's for sure.
Destroys everything.
All right, that's going to do it for today. Holy shit.
I know. I'm so glad we got him on here. Like,
Yeah.
I hope that did more than just help us. I hope that helped somebody else. And I would really like to catch up with Jesse again sometime.
I feel so good when I get those kind of conversations because it's, again, that light bulb goes off and you go, holy shit, that's so easy. Why didn't I just do that a while ago? But it's always nice when you can turn the car back around. You're like, oh, good. At least Jesse was here. You can turn the car back around, go make up for that. It's not after your fucking life exploded and everything died. You're just like, oh, here's a really giant annoyance I have in my life. And Jesse's like, why don't you just eliminate it? You're like, I thought I did that. He's like, no. You cut it off.
It's very interesting. Like he said, the hate thing, like you hate people like several times until you just forgive them. Like apparently I hate you. You hate your parents. I hate my parents. And
I hate you because you hate your parents. You hate me because I hate.
We all hate each other.
Yeah, we all apparently hate each other until.
I mean, there probably is some level of that. That's why when people get into arguments and shit, it's like quickly just evolves into madness.
$5 from Bane Koof says Bible makes it clear that your spouse takes precedence over your parents, new over old. That's what I believed when all that stuff happened. I said 100% because there's been times in my life where I've tried to balance the two, and when it happened with April, I go, nope, April's different. April's my forever chick. This is my girl right here. I'm riding with this one. You guys are out. And but as Jesse said, you got to go further than that. So, your dad's a beta. I'm a beta.
I didn't like hearing that. I've
you don't like
never
hearing that, do
seen
you?
my dad as that, but I'm sure that in a weird way he probably fits the bill just by putting up with my mom whenever she'd be in a way.
So
does that make sense? I don't know.
I'm a beta. You're a beta. No, you can't be a beta. I'm a beta. Your dad's a beta. Would my dad be a beta? Yeah, I guess my dad would be a. My dad's a beta. Oh yeah, because he said you gotta forgive your dad for. Oh God, I can't remember what it was, and it was spot on. Being weak.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said it for being weak because he has all that anger and that hostility and all that. He goes, you gotta forgive him for being weak.
And it absolutely does need to be the new over the old because, like he kind of said, old people they almost don't know any better. It's their nature now.
Right.
And you don't want to pass that on to kids and like next generations and stuff.
And to those of you writing, call them on the air. Never in a million years. Never in a million years. We didn't know that was going to happen, although it was fantastic. It was awesome. It was great. I didn't know that was going to happen. Bob Levy, I'm a beta. You're a beta. Won't you like to be a beta too? We all got to stop being betas.
Might as well get divorced.
Bob pointed out in the chat earlier. He says Aaron loves Chad because he hates him so much.
Okay.
Oh, then Chad must love the shit out of us.
We did kind of already know that he hates me so much because of his mother.
His mom, yeah. That's clearly, when you see that picture, that's clearly, you are such a projection of his feelings towards his mother. It's remarkable.
I've never looked.
And not only is his projection towards you totally about his mom, his thing about the kids is totally about his stepdad. 100%.
I know. So it's step parents are either really, really great or they're really evil, apparently. Pick one.
Yeah, right. And he thinks they're all evil.
He thinks they're all evil.
He got the old Dana White every time the coffee wasn't ready. Guy Sartell says, I'm an alpha to my wife, but a beta to my kids. See, like, Jesse's got some good Jesse helped a lot of people today. I feel
that's good.
All right, guys. Let's call it from there.
I gotta read what Kay said real quick. A subservient April sounds like a neutered April. Don't neuter April. Justice for April.
Is she saying Jesse's trying to neuter you?
I don't know. I want to be myself. I don't want him to.
Bob's saying it's true. That's exactly how it is.
Whose team are you on here?
No, he's saying like Chad's feelings towards you are totally about him wanting to fuck his mom.
Okay, thank you.
Like, because he watched the stepdad and all that, and his feelings about you being a stepmom come from his own stepdad. So he's got a lot. He needs to talk to Jesse more than anybody, I think.
What are you doing, stepmom?
Guys, thank you very much. It's wonderful to have you here. That was a fun discussion with Jesse. We'll put that up as a solo probably sometime this weekend. April, thank you very much.
Thanks, boss.
And we will talk to the rest of you Sunday on the members only stream. That'll go to members only after we're done. And then Monday at 6 a.m., the morning show returns. Thanks again.